Hello, hello, welcome back, folks. A bit of a surprise stream. We thought we were done when CD finished, but no, we're not. It continues on because we've got the promotion tournament. It's really early by CD standards, by the way, but it's about right by LTA South standards, and this is promotion for LTA South. So in case y'all don't remember, there is one guest spot for the LTA Sul. That is the Isris, formerly Isris Estral spot. That is up for grabs, and it's going to be the top two teams from the Brazilian and from the LRS Tier 2. Excellent. The translation is kind of working, so that's great. So the bracket, which I'm sure they'll show, but for now, this is the bracket. Isris Gaming, as the guest team, gets a bye. They will face the lower-seeded team, whoever wins the lower-seeded matchup from CD and LRS. Reminder, CD did not send their top seed because it is an academy team. VKS Academy won the entire split, but because they are an academy team, they are not eligible for promotion. So we've sent in instead A7, which is the CD number 2 seed, and Flamengo, the number 3 seed. And we're starting with Flamengo versus Sicar. I bet. I did watch some of the LRS and LRN games, little bits of it. I didn't track all their games the way I did for CD. And Sicar is an interesting team because they were swapping top laners in playoffs. They were using Thorn and Bugax. I believe Bugax was their starter top laner in the regular season. And I'm going to be honest, Bugax looked better than Thorin. So looks like Sicar should be bringing their A game into this tournament here. Yeah, Thorin was losing lanes more often than not. So I do remember Thorin and Shuhari from WAP last year Challengers America tournament. There's the matchups. Yeah, I do recognize a couple of names from the Sicar side. Interestingly enough, actually, Farenven, the top seed coming out from the LRS, is a mostly, I believe, Argentinian team. And they have, what's his face? Enga as their mid laner on that team. Yeah, Farenven looks kind of scary. Sicar was actually the first seed coming out of the regular season for LRS. So they played mostly the upper bracket, but Farenven made an insane push in the playoffs. Like, they leveled up in the playoffs. I wonder how much of that was also the sort of switch over to Thorin. Again, I'm not sure what happened with Bugax and why he wasn't playing for a lot of the playoffs. I think it was like a 50-50 split between him and Thorin. But I think it really did hurt Sicar that they didn't have Thorin. Oh, didn't have Bugax, pardon me. Actually, no, they were swapping them within the series, yeah. So I don't know why they were like kind of playing around with that, but again, I do think it hurt them. Let's go. It is Bugax starting it out. Pancake looks like a pretty good utility jungler, but this team really feels like it lives or dies by their bot lane. WXRX and Shuhari. They remind me of like old Pain Gaming a little bit. Actually, yeah, that's probably the closest Brazilian analog that I have for the way I've seen Sicar play. The Keeper's fine. Keeper's good. A lot like, you know, Jinkido's Loud, right? Where Jinkido was good, he was fine. Has the occasional K performance, but by and large, it's all about that bot lane. Again, my view is somewhat colored because I watched it when Thorin was playing instead of, well, I watched Thorin play and Thorin wasn't that impactful. Bugax, I suspect, is going to be a lot more useful. He's a much better laner for sure. And that's going to be interesting up against Makes as well, when Makes can be such a force for the team. Flamengo, of course, we know them. Mostly love them. A lot of former CBLOL pros in here. This being the only sort of, we'll call him a rookie talent, or only player who hasn't really played in Tier 1 on this team. Unlike Sicar, Flamengo has carries in every single lane. Even Dizen gets some really nice carry performance. Dizen was definitely a jungler that I was talking up a lot during the regular or during CD, especially on playmaking or yeah, I'd say playmaking champions, but not like AoE engage necessarily, but just like champions that can get very aggressive. Things like Nocturne, Pantheon, where he can kick action off and just find his own dives. The globals are also very, very nice in that he's very good at using the globals to get pressure, and he doesn't like to sit on those globals for too long, so we usually get to see action with this early on, and that's like such an evolution from last year or even the beginning of this year when he was more of a defensive jungler, where he just sits back a lot and doesn't really make things happen. So yeah, Envy's also a huge carry on the Flamengo team because of his Trigo and damage. Man, I love that duo. I've loved them since their days on Renska as a duo specifically together. When they split up, like they both had their strong points when they split up, but I do like them playing together. I do think it's really funny. Their laning can be very, very hit or miss, but Trigo damage have always been great team fighters, which makes it super interesting against Sikar.
E do outro lado, o time da Sicar que tem early game pouco mais cadenciado, time muito mais explosivo, mais pro meio assim do game.
Né, falando de destaques, né, de cada equipe.
Yeah, that bot lane definitely going to keep an eye. That and specifically the laning for Bugax versus
figuras mais cascudas e tal, falando pouquinho do damage, do Trigo. Cara, eu acho que o Dizin é
looks like they're also doing this. At least the production is being done by the LTA South crew. So hello, Bren. Welcome back from Texas. Good to have you listening in, bro. Yeah, I know for sure. Where it takes precedence. I was Texas. I am very much looking forward to any and all content you're publishing about the Texas stuff. Okay, I'll still ask you questions as you got chat. Oh, we are right into draft. Okay. Actually, don't know how they decided who got side select for this one. I'm assuming maybe coin flip. But it looks like Flamengo is on blue side. We've seen meta kind of shift towards red side prio in the LTA cross conference. I believe this should be current patch as well, so Wukong super high prio. This is interesting actually, running the J4 into the Wukong. If anything, we've seen Wukong be a bit of a counter to the J4 engages, so a little bit surprised that we're still seeing that. But I guess Pancake just wants something, like you said, he's a great utility jungler, really good at, finding the angles for the engage for the team. J4 is also a really good sort of team fight champion, in that even if he dies early, even if he's not the tankiest engage tool, his Cataclysm will outlast him. And that basically just creates more space for AD carries, so that's fine. Envy with Rise is a scary thing. They did ban the Orianna, which is smart. I mean, they've done their homework. Also, Orianna's just generically strong right now. The Mbessa against Makes is an interesting one. I do feel like it's a very strong champion in general, especially when you've got carry top laners. I just don't feel like it's Makes' best champion. So, okay. Hot pot combo. I like to drop some Sikar already. Free Rumble is... Yeah.
Assim, uma posição interessante. E das épocas que eu jogava contra ele, normalmente nessas matchups de counter ele não lidava muito bem. Então eu vejo que isso que pode ser um grande problema se ele não conseguir pegar, entre aspas, a matchup que ele gostaria de jogar.
Mas é isso mesmo, até aproveitando para olhar como é que foi os playoffs lá da LRS, a maior taxa de counter pick é justamente no Churrari. Eles tentam garantir algo muito forte pro Arangelus, dar esse counter pick pro suporte, André, justamente para eles terem essa pressão de rota e deixar o Arangelus, que é o grande cara do time.
We might have some people hopping in. Trajan just put in the server, the Discord server, that he might hop in after his dinner. So we'll see how that goes. Bans for now. We're still looking for top lane and support. Yeah, because we know that Rise is probably going mid. I don't think Makes is playing the Rise top. For Sikar, we're still looking for the bot lane as a whole. So yeah, Cassante is a much better round, I feel like, against Makes than the Mbessa is. Again, I think Mbessa is strong, I just think. Yeah, specifically. Makes is just better.
O Bugax provavelmente deve trazer esse Rumble nas mãos dele, e é uma coisa que a gente também estava observando, né, trocando ideia, é que tem essa troca, né, eles têm esse Thorin disponível, que é o jogador reserva que eles têm pra top laner, e às vezes eles vão fazendo essa mudança, e muitas das vezes quando entrou o Bugax, ele trouxe alguns campeões um pouquinho mais, ele tem aquele Udyr ali, que é o pocket pick dele, que a gente diria.
O Timo também.
Bard taken away from Shuhari. Shuhari was a pretty big playmaker, but I feel like with Alistar RL and all the usuals open, Shuhari did pretty good on those in the American Challenges tournament. I also kind of don't really like the blind Corki here. I know he's strong. I know like people have been picking him because he's able to trade well, but like I just feel like there are absolutely ways to punish this, and this comp feels a little bit short range to me right now. They're holding AD carry pick for last from Sikar. Okay, I guess they really want to prioritize the rel.
famoso dedo no R e gritaria.
Makes sense.
E o time da Sicar vai buscar essa luta muito forte, mas ó, olha o que tá desenhando o time do Flamengo.
Yo, Flamengo is cooking. Oh, so this is a best of 5. I should say that up front. This is a best of 5.
Eu gosto bastante,
So
mas o Taric acho que tem uma nuance contra esse tipo de
if they
composição.
want to cook
A
in game
questão
1,
tá o time
this
cair.
would kind of be the
Então,
time to
é
do it.
difícil você executar. Eu acho que a Alistar acaba sendo uma
Boa.
escolha segura, porque você tira esses mecanismos de engage, você pode tirar esse Rumble de perto, você pode tentar jogar essa Aurora. Eu acho que é uma fight um pouco mais jogada, mas nada muito fora do que a gente já esperava da equipe da Sicar, justamente essas composições bem
And then what
focadas
top
em
lane are we going
criar
into the
das
Rumble?
lutas. Então,
Galio was banned away by Flamengo themselves, which is interesting.
esse começo de jogo
Because, yeah, I didn't touch on their bans too much, but when you're banning Galio, I expect you to kind of go prioritize that
eu acho que eles
Rumble.
precisam ser
But that wasn't what we
superiores
saw from
nesse
Flamengo
começo de jogo,
whatsoever.
e a gente vê que a Sicar não vai poupando esses recursos pra
Aatrox is a strong team fighter too. It'll be good into the J4.
um pouco mais puxado e realmente
But right now,
pra
besides the Wukong, I'm not seeing a ton of dive threat. Ryze creates artificial dive threat
do ponto que às vezes o Flamengo
with the
perde
Realm
no
Warp.
game.
E, professor,
So,
eu acho que foi também uma provocação.
Yeah,
Trigão
as well as a
de
good pick here.
coração tá ali
I
mexendo
was gonna say you
na
probably
camisa
don't want
do
a
Flamengo,
Jinx
porque
here
o
necessarily or a
Flamengo
Smolder.
jogou com esse Taric aí,
Sivir's
tá
a
falando,
little bit
pode
risky,
ficar
but
falando assim, pega o Taric
potentially
aí, né?
playable.
Pega o Taric aí, tá de olho, já tá fazendo
Oops,
aquela
pardon.
zoeira. É o time do
Gonna
Flamengo
get
tentando
this
entrar na
dropped in
mente da
here.
derrota.
Tá correto, né? Primeiro jogo já é uma série que já vale tudo, já
I'm
vale
also
a
very, very glad that we're
audiência
getting like
aqui
actual
na
proper
série de
draft instead of
promoção.
the
Então a gente
the
já
hot
tem
drops that we were
Red
getting.
Drill, que a gente não falou,
Yeah.
mas foi a última escolha do time da CK. Olha, esse time da
Hello,
CK, a
let's get rid of
composição
that
tá bem
outline. Okay,
redondinha.
yeah.
Eu vejo que eles têm uma
Um,
frente muito
Drafts I think are
poderosa.
pretty solid
Tem uma-
between both these teams right
uma-
now.
uma rota
I do
lateral,
favor Sikar's
um
draft a
pouco
little bit. I
mais
do think that
do
they've
que o
got
Ryze.
really good sort of
Ryze
AoE
chega
wombo combo
rápido
setup.
no ponto,
They've got a lot
o
of safety.
Flamengo tem uma facilidade um pouco
My one
maior
concern
de
is that they
lidar com essa
are
rota lateral.
kind of
Mas
squishy.
5v5,
And with against the Wukong,
bem
especially on
posicionado,
Aatrox,
professor. Se quiser realmente
being squishy
chegar
is
nessa
actually a punishable
Detalhe,
crime
professor, a gente tava falando sobre campeões
because
brasileiros,
Wukong can just
mas
melt
a
right
gente
through
não
you.
fala desse AZ.
The Ezreal pick is very, very good here. I do like the pickup for the Ezreal. There's a lot of damage on the side of Flamengo, very playable. I think I'd probably give like a 3.5, 2.2, 3. Yeah, 3.5 and 3. Nothing too crazy to start the games off. Pretty standard, pretty meta. I like it. Again, it is full fearless and best of 5. It's been full fearless the entire year, pretty much. So teams don't want to throw anything. And this is, I'm super excited to see this because we haven't. There's been no interaction between all the tier 2s, right? We barely even see interactions between tier 1. It's just the international event. So it's always that same hype of, hey, how do teams actually stack up against each other? I do feel like in CD, it was sort of the academy teams running away with it. And then in the playoffs, Red Academy kind of fumbled the ball. But below that, like the Flamengo, the A7s, there was a lot of parity. So really anybody could have taken games off anybody else. And it was kind of chaotic. Like obviously we did have stronger teams and weaker teams, but the sort of 2-seed, 3-seed being sent in, like could have been the boom here for all we know, right? Like the matchups were very doable. For the LRS though, I do feel like their regular season was very, very close. They had like a bunch of teams on the top side. But in the playoffs, it felt like Fire and Ben was really just ran away with the whole thing along with Sikar. So it feels like there was a pretty big gap. Okay, Shuhari? Everyone's spicy. Already immediate trades. Yeah, my eyes were this game like is it laning, top lane. I don't know about Aatrox Rumble though. That laning side feels like it should be Rumble favored. And definitely bot lane. I think WXRX is like he was the big guy who drew my eye for Sikar. To carry.
E vai ser uma semana inteira de competição, né? Teremos 7 dias para disputar essa vaga, então vai ter muitos
Dizin on Wukong also gives Pancake like a pretty big window of opportunity to play through. So.
Mesmo em São Paulo, então vai ser uma loucura, cara, vai ser muito legal ver toda essa experiência de perto, mas a gente tá vendo agora justamente um pouco desse early game um pouco mais agressivo, a gente vê que o pessoal
Wukong does definitely need time to scale.
jogado, o Envy tentando colocar uma sentinela para ler o começo de jogo desse Jarvan, então tem informação da onde ele pode passar.
Sikar's early game should actually be really, really strong. Between Rumble, J4, and even Aurora. Like Aurora, one item power spike is still pretty good. And specifically, just her trade power is strong. She has to be really careful though. As the game goes on, Ryze counters her because of just his point and click lockdown. And really just sets up for the rest of the team to melt. When there's that much damage too, it's doubly rough for Aurora later on. Oof. Why are we... Okay, that was an interesting choice. I was just kind of confused why, like, as an Ezreal level 1, we're opting into trades with Gorky. I think Trigo started Foster's one too, right? So Like, I thought you just wanted to kind of poke, hit level 2, and then you'd have the ability to Arcane Shift, there you go, and then look for better trades. Interesting choice.
Mas já foi recebido a base de cabeçada pelo damage. Provavelmente essa é a toada, essa é a vibe que a gente deve ver na lane.
Com certeza a gente vai ver que eles querem aproveitar um pouco dessa pressão das primeiras ondas de minions, então o EZ consegue puxar com uma certa
Lethal
facilidade.
Tempo Ezreal, too.
Ele não tem esse nível muito bom pra conseguir contestar essas ondas de minions, então acaba sendo
Wow.
um pouco mais complicado de lidar.
I feel like that's such a bold choice from WXRX.
Opa, flash.
Nice. Okay, let's go, Dizen.
Aparece ele novamente. O mago do early game.
Hello, Lizard.
Já chega no gank.
You are here fully.
Também o first blood pro Mengo.
Liz, are you cheering for Sikar? Have you been following LRS actually? Because I always love more input on the teams I'm less familiar with. So in this case, the LRS teams. I've watched some of their games, so I understand a little bit about their playstyle, but not about like their stories or the individual players that much. Also, like the games I watched specifically for Sikar, some of them had Thorn in top side, so yeah. But really well played from Dizen. I did not expect it to pull that at level 3 with the Wukong. Like that wasn't a counter gank, that was just straight up a gank. And that's the Dizen playstyle, which you love to see. He's really honed in this sort of split too.
Então vamos ver se o time do Flamengo já quer começar justamente indo para esse ponto que pode ser dos pontos fracos aí do time chileno.
I don't know if it changes anything for NB, to be honest, but I mean, accelerating this is always a good idea. Oof. Make's already crushing this top lane. That is not what you want to see as a Rumble. The Aatrox only gets more and more dangerous. You only really follow LRN, but you know a lot of the players of that team from LA. Yeah, okay, that's fair, yeah. Yeah, saying that I recognize like Shuhari from WAP last year. But ooh, okay. Bugax winning the trades. Didn't have enough in the tank. Flash is traded. Oh, really nice from Shuhari. Damn, okay. Nice, okay. I was getting a little bit concerned for Sikar with how the early game went. Because it looked like they were kind of losing the lane, but great bounce back. This is more what I expect to see, right? Like the Rumble stronger, Bugex is strong laner, WXRX and Shuhari. Getting the catch on Trigo mid Valk is insane from Shuhari. Really well played. Flamengo's macro looking nice though. The timing for the lane swap was picture perfect. Trigo needs the base, makes just takes advantage, gets to push the wave and plate. I think Sikar actually ends up losing slightly more minions than Flamengo did there. That's surprising. Flamengo was not playing great macro. I mean, they weren't terrible at it, to be fair. Just that wasn't really the specialty. So this month the cleaner rotates, we're seeing. Looks like damage roamed mid to back up NV first. Okay, Trigo opted for the call. WXRX didn't either. Yeah, I'm really curious about this lethal tempo Ezreal. Like, I get that's the maximal damage sort of keystone for Ezreal. I just don't think you gotta do that into a Wukong, so we'll see. If WXRX can pull it off, he's probably gonna be MVP. I think he's already usually probably the biggest MVP candidate for Sikar because he does the most damage, but yeah. You're a Superman? Yes, Lizard. You get randomly assigned one of the minion types when you type in chat. I think you can change it. I don't know how, but I think you can. There's probably a command or something for it. Ooh. Okay, they got the flash out of it, Pancake. But really good move from Sikar. I like that. They are the stronger early game team, and I see this a lot. It's like a pet peeve. You have a Rumble on your team, and I see teams not playing. Thank you for the follow, Lizard. Man, that notification. I love it. Shout out Destrux every time I hear it. But yeah, as I was saying, I hate it when teams don't play to the Rumble. But if you do. Thank you, Lakers homie, for the follow as well. Appreciate it. As people are here to watch the promo tournament. I mean, after all, one of these teams, not necessarily from today, but from this tournament, will be in CB LOL for next split next year. And welcome to the LLA people who will be joining the CB LOL. I was actually wondering what would happen to the LA, but from what I've seen, the discussion I've seen on Twitter, it seems like most LA people are okay with the fact that it just gets merged into CBLOL. That's fine. I quite like the LA teams in CBLOL this split, or in LTA South. It was fun. It's just Astral and Leviathan were good teams. Or just Istros now, I guess. Astral top side. North side.
Lutar e garantir essas larvas. A gente já começa a ver uma movimentação também do Pancake que tá lá nessa parte superior, só que tá sendo
Somehow the lane swap actually benefited Bugak somehow. He's up CS. He was down CS in the 1v1 earlier. That's interesting. He's in his power spike too, so. In the first place, Flamengo's comp just wants to sit back and scale, right? All their champions need time to scale, except for maybe the Corki. Ooh, makes mistake.
Sofrendo muito makes no meio do caminho, mas ele não arreda. Ele vai continuando enchendo o saco do Bugax, o Bugax tentando devolver e o Dizin finalmente já colou na Vastilarva.
I don't know if Flamengo can contest this. Your comps early game is kind of messed up. Oh, they don't spot that. Okay. Good sweeper from Dizin. Yeah, I don't know if your 4v4 wins this. And they didn't clear this bush. Does Sikar want to pull the trigger? Okay, so I think there's... Oh. Damage? Okay. Yeah, I think Flamengo through that. And well played on Sikar. WXRX gets to maximize his auto attack damage too. Perfect weaving. Yeah, his team fighting's clean. Oof. Oh, okay. That kind of came out of nowhere. Dizin is just wasting time at this point. Yeah, really well played from Sikar. See, this is more what I expected from Flamengo, like in terms of macro. They make sometimes... It feels like they think they're better than they are team fighting a lot of times, and so they'll just like pick random team fights, which they're not really set up for. Like, I don't see the angle for them in that fight whatsoever. Trigo was actually behind WXRX because he went for call instead of longsword. He didn't have the sheen at the fight. Damage already took early poke damage. Even if he survives, like, who's doing the damage there? Envy? Dizin? Like, does Dizin even get his Cyclone off? Yeah. This is really a questionable call. It doesn't even look like the team was on the same page. LPML mentality, there's no 50-50 because you're always at 51. I guess. But the funny part to me was like, it didn't even feel like Flamengo was all on the same page. Like, Dizin was looking for flank, but then decided not to pull the trigger. And then your carries were just left isolated. Like, Envy and Trigo were just like, guys, Peel, hello? Damage, like, engaged, and then just left the backline exposed. That's just horrific to watch. The one saving grace for Flamengo is that they are a skill in composition, so as long as they stop throwing, they'll be fine. Kind of a big if, though. Like, I already think just getting the one grub was a win for Flamengo at that point. Like, Sikar's just looking and waiting for the right angle for the engage. Yeah, Shuhari's still as cracked as I remember him being. Yeah. I think damage actually should not be the primary engage for this team. You're probably looking at a Realm Warp or a Flash from Dizin to engage. And then I think damage just needs to sit on Shuhari. Oh. Yo, Makes, what is this? This dive is so bad. Oh my goodness. Yikes. I mean, it works because they have a numbers advantage, but ugh, it was so brute forced. It was kind of ugly. Yeah. I wonder if they're feeling desperate a little bit, like to make that, because they're just leaving bot side completely exposed. Sikar just getting to get that, and Pancake's getting dragon by the way at the same time. And V's just getting zoned out because of the risk of the dive there. It's just a huge win for Sikar in terms of tempo. Absolutely massive. Sikar is snowballing very effectively, and you love to see it. Oh, okay. That should be a kill. Nice. See, that was way better. Yeah, but still feats of strength to Sikar for the bot. Wait, they didn't get the bot lane turret, so they just get off the objectives. Okay. I thought they got first brick. They still got a bunch of plates, even not first brick. The goal did shrink a little bit, though, from that play on the top side. So, in a way, you could argue Flamengo's catching up. Oh. No, they're in person, are they not? Are they not in person? I could have sworn. Okay.
Nesse iniciozinho de partida e vai abrindo uma diferença de ouro que já pode começar a se preocupar.
That's a bit rough.
Vamos ver quais serão as.
Okay, but start of the game already, we definitely get to see the team swinging. I do think the LRS team, Sikar, definitely showing that they know how they've got hands and they know how to throw. I like their macro a little bit more too. I think Pancake's been really able to optimize while that's happening. Them not getting first brick's not a big deal because first brick is more about the feats of turret taking than anything else. And they already got they got feats of warfare and feats of objectives. So they were good on that front. Bot lane's already primed to fall. They got most of the plates off of that.
A gente vai vendo como a coisa vai desenrolando justamente
I've just walked across.
que eles precisam desse early game.
Yeah, Flamengo dropped at a late game comp, which is fine. I feel a bit risky when you don't really have the bridges, but they kind of screwed themselves by trying to go for the fight. They're still okay. 1,000 gold difference is not that big a deal, and Flamengo did manage to find ways back in with the pick. So, Lunar, you believe they're in Brazil but not in the studio? Ah, okay. That's interesting that they'd be in Brazil but not the studio. Because where else would they be? Or are they just playing like remote within Brazil? That's a choice. Because I know for like the North promotion, they're going to be playing in the studio Mexico. I don't know if it's for all of it, but I would assume so. Like if you're going to be in Mexico anyways because of ping issues, then I'd expect you to just play in studio. No. Odd. Okay, let's see. Did they talk about what the pause was for?
A gente começa a pensar como é que o Flamengo volta pro jogo. Porque eu acho que no sentido de jogadas com mais criatividade, eu acho que o Flamengo tá
No, it doesn't look like they say why.
melhor. Então a gente teve, por exemplo, o
Why there was a pause. Okay. Well, we're back in, so no biggie.
Essas jogadas lá em
Looks like they're talking about the potential skilling threat that can come through from Flamengo. I kind of agree. So watching CD remote within a studio was finals only. Ah, okay. They're in Brazil playing remote from within Brazil, so ping's not as big an issue, but okay. I just find that weird that we didn't just flat out play in studio if all the teams are there anyways to avoid bag ping. Ah well, it is what it is. What was I saying? Oh yes, the skilling threat. So watching the teams, I do think the CD teams especially are pretty good at making comebacks. We've seen that a lot through the regular season. And that's why I think Flamengo is risking with such a skilling composition in game one. They're basically just saying that we can do this. We've done it before. We think we're just better. Whereas for the LRS teams, at least for Sikar and Farvin, I do feel like they're very good at snowballing. So getting early game leads is kind of big for them. It's definitely a big stylistic clash. And it's not like Sikar don't have late game either, right? Like Aurora and Ezreal both skill quite well in terms of damage. It's just that they are vulnerable to just getting popped late.
Pode cair a qualquer momento, só que o time do Flamengo não quer, eles querem fazer a defesa dessa estrutura.
Yeah. Sikar just brute forces them off.
E o Makes já perdeu mais da metade da vida.
O Makes se sacrifica ali para tentar fazer a segurança dessa torre.
Where is Trigo going? Why is brother Trigo leaving mid lane for honey fruit? Okay, well. That's fine. They're giving the gold to Kiefer. Okay. I like the idea of it. Kiefer is sort of that pick potential. That initial bit of burst. I don't think Kiefer is usually the main carry for this team, but to be fair, I also think of Sikar as more as a team fighting team, so. This, yeah. Aurora's not exactly the best team fight champion, so.
vejo que o timing
But I like the
tá
idea of
presente,
funneling some
está
gold into
sendo
her.
muito sincronizado, mas principalmente porque o Flamengo não consegue responder essa pressão na rota do meio e na rota lateral tá um pouco difícil. Então,
I still don't think Flamengo is in a great position to fight, but Herald is a objective that often feels like it needs to be
e
contested.
acho que esse controle excessivo garante que eles possam pegar todos
Makes
esses
does
pontos.
not have
Eu
TP.
sinto que a equipe do Flamengo vai ter que bailar um pouco aqui pra
Okay,
conseguir
okay.
achar uma boa situação.
Yeah, I like this from Flamengo if they can pull it. They've already lost bot lane turret, so Makes just shoving this up and rotating might be a good idea. Bugax also doesn't have TP, though it's coming up soon. On a shorter, roughly about the same time as Makes actually, so. If anything, Flamengo should probably try and blitz this fast now, while they've got numbers advantage. Ooh, nice dodge. They need to blitz this down. Yeah, Bugax already rotating up. The window is closing. I fear they took too long. Nice, okay. Damage with the peel. That's what they needed to do. They played that right. Really nice. Yeah, Bugax gets there in time for the equalizer, but nothing else, right? His equalizer range is very long, but... Oh, WRX got the kill. Nice. He snuck it in. Also, I need to check. Did nobody body block for damage there? Was that just a mystic shot? I thought damage was out. Every position is a good position to fight. The question is, true. The fight is always doable. The win is the questionable part. Oh. Okay, that's a mistake from Pancake. Oh, one more. Yep. And then Bugax is dead. Ooh, this was not how I was supposed to go for Sikar. Yeah. Flamengo. Flamengo gets the freebie and the takeaway. Dang. Yeah, this is I think the sort of comforts. Like this is why Flamengo picks like a late game draft because this is the CD way, right? Like we can lose fights, it's fine, or we can lose early, we'll come back late. That fight was really well played from them. The extended fight as well. Like I get what Sikar was thinking, but I do think Pancake kind of misplayed his role in that soft below fight. WXRX played really well as expected. This guy's a good AD carry. Yeah. Biggest thing in that, I think, was just that damage held back initially. Why didn't they play around Drake? Isn't soul point more important? So, I think right now, Herald has become one of the most important objectives because Herald's a one-time thing, and the sheer amount of gold it can potentially give you is really strong. Also, we tend to see Herald and Dragon actually kind of desync a little bit. There are more... Dragons are easier to take as well. So, teams are often willing to sacrifice second Drake. Because usually it's the second one that, if it's up, it's like a slow Drake, and then, yeah, like a slow first Drake take, so it's like second Drake, rather than third Drake, more often than not. But even if it's third Drake, they're still willing to sacrifice it to get Herald, because if you can get Herald as well, it sets up for your Drake take, right? You'll see teams do this, where they'll just drop in mid and rotate for Dragon. And then the other team has to kind of sit there and stop the Herald from charging. Or you can even, if you're strong enough, you get Herald, you take the Drake, and then you get the charge on a separate lane, plus Drake and everything, so... Oh, another good ambush. Yeah. Oh? Okay. I should see where the realm over was like, NB soloing this is kind of risky into that. Nice dodge from damage. He's still got unbreakable. That's not the fight that Sikar wanted. Yeah, they're just gonna get cleaned house. Oh, that redemption was so clutch. Okay. Yeah, I think Sikar... Okay, this is game one. This is literally the first game, guys, of the promo tournament. It feels like Sikar, I think, is a little bit thrown off. Like, they didn't need to go for the damage pick there. They made the choice to go for it, thinking that they could try and burst down damage and then maybe try and get a numbers advantage. After Kiefer got picked off. Yeah, that Blasco, man. I feel bad for Kiefer, but his team was just not quite in vision yet, so... Probably should have just waited a half second. But this part feels a bit like, you know, game one, we'll take our chances. They miscalculated, though. Unbreakable is just so disgusting. 60% damage reduction at the second point. 50% at level 1 is just so busted. That's a 3v4.
o Mix quer mais. Já ativou ali seu ultimate, vai ali voando pra direção do Kiefer. Ele ainda tem todo o seu kit pra tentar se reposicionar, mas aí vai tomando encaixe.
Oh. Damn, Makes.
Que é isso, Makes? Garante a solada, gasta o flash, mas pega a eliminação e ainda abre espaço.
Okay. I understand the Rumble pick for Bugax. I do think it's a really strong pick. I think against Makes in specific, Sikar might find a bit more success if they give Bugax a champion with a bit more agency, and then we just see them duel it out. Because Bugax was holding his own against Makes in lane. But Makes has now run away with the game. He's 3 levels up on this Rumble. Holy crap. Okay, great fight from Sikar. Can they steal? They steal! It's Bugax with the steal! Wait, oh my goodness. That's giga huge. What happened to Dizen in that fight? How did Dizen miss that? They melted Pancake. That should have been free for Flamengo. Sikar's still in the game, nice. That is... Oof. Okay. Maybe we don't need to give Bugax agency. But you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying, like, give Bugax agency. Because he's really good. Him and WXRX this game, I think, have been the best performers on this team. But Rumble, unfortunately, does need a bit of setup and help from his team. The fact that Bugax got as much as he did in that fight is kind of crazy. Kind of cracked. There was a really good engage angle, though. From, again, Shuhari's engage sense is really strong, so... That definitely worked out really, really well. Are we not getting a replay? I really want to see what happened to Dizen there. I don't know if the Atakan alone is enough to turn things for Sikar. I do think Sikar's still not in a great spot right now, but it certainly helps them get a bit more of a chance to come back in. Oh. Damage flashed out. Okay. I actually don't think he needed to. I think he could have just taken the last shot, and then if anything, he baits with his body, using Unbreakable, because Makes it on flank anyways. Here comes the World Ender! Oh, beautiful dodge as well. Too bad, not enough. What are we fighting over? Wait, genuinely, what are we fighting over? Pancake, why did we... Like, Dragon's not even up yet. Very 100 Leaves gameplay. I think we've gone beyond 100 Leaves at this point, Lunar. That is. Pancake saw the angle. I did not. I still don't see the angle. Okay, it looks like they're not showing us replays. I don't know if replays are broken, perhaps. It might happen because they're playing remote. So... we've got giant 50 seconds. I'm just going to quickly rewind for a quick sec just to see what happened with the Atakan. Sorry, if you all don't mind. Because Dizen's in there. Okay, Shuhari with the beautiful engage angle. Equalizer comes across. Dizen's still there. Dizen's still there. They're focused on Pancake. Oh, the smite fight. Okay. So Pancake didn't die before that. I thought he died right before it went down. Okay. Yeah, and we're back to live. And we missed a death. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I didn't think they would fight because I thought we had enough time. Oh, really nice actually. From Envy. Great catch into WXRX right before objective comes up. He won't be up for the objective. That should be Dragon to Flamengo for free. So I'm trying to catch back to live. Yeah, first time catching my coach stream. I do this when I watch replays. I'll go back and I'll try and speed up to catch up. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to see the... Damn, that's damage totals? Yeah, WXRX is definitely doing a lot of work. He's actually making use of the lethal tempo. I was very concerned about the lethal tempo, but he's making it work. I'm really impressed. I did watch some LRS, Lunar, but I do feel like in LRS, a lot of the leads snowballed very quickly. Or not very quickly, but very decisively. And Sikar as well felt like more of a mid-game team when I watched them in playoffs. So
dragões, né? O time da Sicar conseguiu o stack mais cedo e o Flamengo foi buscar essa igualdade nesse tipo de objetivo. E agora começar essa preparação um pouquinho.
Like, Sicar felt almost pain-esque to me when I watched them. This is a little bit different. But also depends on your opponents, right? Like, I do feel like watching like a lot of the LRS teams, they just know how to snowball quite quickly. The games felt a lot more stable. I will caveat that I didn't watch Lechuga. And from your descriptions of Lechuga, Lunar, those games sounded wild, so...
E aqui também é até um ponto bom pra eles, porque eles podem forçar uma situação de luta. Mas
Oh, this collapse from Flamengo.
Também, ai, a situação tá esquisita. Até o
Good sniff out from Sicar. They didn't panic, they moved together as a team. That's World Ender down for Makes. Yeah, Flamengo probably just plays for split push and stops the Baron, but they're not going to start it up right here. Not without the huge flank threat.
Então eles não sabem desse recurso que foi gasto pelo time do Flamengo. E o time do Flamengo não precisa fazer nada. É só ganhar tempo pro Makes, empurrar aquela onda de minions lá na rota inferior. O Bugax não tem força suficiente para bater de frente contra esse Atrox, que tem resistência mágica, que tem bastante vida e bastante dano nesse momento da partida. São 2K do Makes à frente nesse momento.
Yeah, Flamengo are very comfortable, just take their time. World Ender's almost back up too. Versus picture in picture because they don't believe in breaks. Yeah, like, but they were, and that's the thing with the LRS too. Is it just felt like the better team knows how to like stay ahead, so they snowball very quickly that way. I mean, we had a lot of picture in picture in CD too, but it wasn't. It was also because teams were just fighting for reasons I don't understand. Like that pick, like that fight that happened there felt very CD. The one where Pancake went in felt very CD.
Muito à frente, então é ótimo momento pro time do Flamengo, que agora precisa fazer a manutenção, enquanto isso do outro lado a Sicar precisa urgentemente de achar alguma.
I guess I can kind of see it. I mean, Sicar's comp needed to find some sort of angle to get back into the game as fast as they can. Like, going on longer is not benefiting them, so...
Para justamente eles não terem como chegar para controlar essa visão. A gente vê que eles querem jogar um pouco mais devagar, forçar a entrada na selva, mas é o grande ponto, Lagos, é que se o Flamengo estender um pouquinho demais...
You love to see the team backing up damage when he does that. I've seen too many teams not back him up. And then he just ends. Okay, World Ender is back up for Makes. I think they're just going to let Makes shove this wave and then actually make the play for Baron after that. I'd like to see Flamengo get some sort of ward in there. I understand that Sicar's been doing a fantastic job clearing it out. Just being able to secure a ward there, even if it's not an ideal vision ward, gives you flank angle for Makes on TP.
Então, o terceiro item para esse Ryze também tem 3 itens no trigo, ele foi direto para a coletora. Então, o potencial de reset de teamfight por conta das zonas. Reset também na ultimate do meio.
Yeah, they could even get the ward up there, maybe, potentially. Pretty sure they're Mendy if I've done things I put an honor. Hey, oi.
Então, o Flamengo num ponto muito bom da sua composição agora para buscar essas lutas.
É, né? Tem que ficar preocupado com damage, né? O cara que tá responsável por...
Oh, okay. Good pick onto the jungle. Yep, there's the chance. Damage is already kind of melted too. Nice from Sicar. I guess that's the angle maybe they saw the first time when Pancake went in. This time, yeah, much better. Sicar collapses 5 really quickly. This could be the turn. It's only a 4k lead. Baron alone would switch that up real fast. Oh, Envy's tanky enough to buy time. Oh my goodness, Envy actually bought time. Wow, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. Ignore the hard eyes in my eyes. Oh, the XRX, he almost. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's game for Flamengo. I can't believe Flamengo did that. That's actually crazy. The turnaround was huge from them. Yeah, Envy is also tanky enough. I think it is part of the big issue that... Yeah, absolutely nuts. GG, Flamengo takes game 1. And I think this also kind of sets a lot of precedent, or not precedent, but sets the stage for how the series might go. The fact that Flamengo could just pick like an all-skilling composition and survive an early game like that does give them a lot of leeway throughout this series. It's on Sicar to try and figure out a way to break the early game and snowball, and or just go for skill and comps themselves, which is a little bit risky to me when you're up against Envy and Trigo and damage. Like, Trigo and damage where the Brazilian posted boys were skilling. Actually, no, that's not true. That's Macau. But Trigo and Damage are very good at team fighting. So trying to just go late game against them is always risky. Thank you, man. I'm like, it's absolutely disgusting. Heart eyes, come on. Oh, Bren, you met the member of the LTA South. Sheppy, I think. Right? You think he's Sheppy? He lost a lot of weight this year, actually. I was just saying that I feel like he's... yeah. Oh. Okay. WXRX, they're finding good like numbers advantage fights, but I think they just might have been outskilled at this point. Yeah, Trigo's just wiping them. Holy crap. He's even turning back in for Bugax. Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Yeah, this one's done. Yeah. Hey, but props to Sikar. Sikar, that's 2 fights they managed to find numbers advantage fights, even when they were quite far behind. So, yeah, there's always game 2. Yep. 100%. And Shuhari's engaged sense is not going to vanish between series anyways. There's enough picks that he can still go for these sort of things. Rakan, Leona, and Autos, all of them are there. Game 1's always kind of just a fueling out match, not to mention when you're like between different like conferences or different regions. So, well played from Lego. Yeah, I'm curious to see if Sikar just opts to go for like more skilling on their team and try and go later so that they don't feel this pressure to make early game happen, or do they kind of double down on something? I think some things they can do is give Bugax a bit more agency in the top side. What is Bugax's champion pool? I'm actually not familiar with it. Sikar. Let's look in summer specifically. Bugax. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's playing a lot of utility picks, unfortunately. Which is actually doubly impressive when you consider he wins lane a lot. Yeah, I think you're looking at maybe Renekton. Renekton, Gwen, or Camille maybe. Just something with a bit more like threat into backline. Because Rumble's cooking him, but he's short range and squishy. A little bit rough. Yeah, there will be at least one game 3. This is a best of 5, so. Flamengo winning. Oh, Baiano? Brent? Oh, okay. I've actually never met Baiano. I've met Brucer at some of the events, but never met Baiano personally. That's cool. Wait, but Baiano's a streamer. He's not actually like part of the LTA Soul broadcast. I don't think he does the... Oh, but then in Portuguese maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but when you talk about like a high energy like introduction host sort of role, I think of Sheppy usually. But, yeah. Actually, hold on. Let's look for a picture of Baiano. We've got time before game 2 starts, and then we can try and figure out. Well, that didn't work out. Ideal. This guy? Wait, hold on. This did not work. The scaling up did not work. That's a gentleman with long hair. I mean, Baiano, I don't know if he currently has long hair, but sometimes he grows it out. The guy I was thinking of was... Was this guy? But then his hair... Well, he keeps it long sometimes. He didn't try that much. That's fair, yeah. Dang, I didn't realize Sheppy used to be on the larger side. I mean, he looks pretty fit now. This year, I feel like he lost a lot of weight. He looks a bit gaunt. But he still brings the energy and the hype, so.
Pedir essa proatividade. Você tem campeões com muita mobilidade, que tem uma luta muito poderosa. Eles tentaram comprar várias brigas, só que foram brigas que foram mal executadas, iniciadas de forma errada. A gente estava falando bastante sobre o jogo, sobre como o Pancake não deveria ser esse cara da iniciação primária. É um Jarvan, é o cara...
Yeah, this Herald fight was where everything turned. Flamengo played this really, really well.
Ficava exposto demais. E isso acabava favorecendo muito o time do Flamengo, que
Very
tinha vários
patient.
jogadores fortes, também tinha muito controle de grupo e até tinha uma linha de frente, digamos assim, um pouco mais parruda.
Yeah, so it looks like they didn't have the replay set up for this, unfortunately. I wonder if they'll get it fixed by game 2. If not, I'll just manually replay stuff. It's good to know because sometimes like I replay and then If I do rebuild on my side, sometimes it's like just a hassle to try and catch back up. But yeah. But I'll do it myself if they're not doing it, and also I know not to like wait for them in that case. Yeah, this was just a case of just getting outskilled pretty much. Like Envy was getting tanky enough that he was just winning or surviving and pumping out damage. Trigo as well was able to like Trigo had so many tanks in front of him at that point. But if you look at a lot of these fights, you'll notice Sikar, I keep calling him Sikars. Sikar has numbers advantage multiple times. Like they're finding the right timing and angles. I think if they were just more like closer in terms of gold and damage or skilling, they actually would have won quite a few of these fights. Yeah, Pancake and Kiefer need to step up a little bit though. Pancake had a bit of a rough one this game. He had a good early game, and then his mid game was like kind of bad. Kiefer is non-existent. The Aurora. I shouldn't be surprised, I guess. But I still am kind of surprised that Kiefer just had so little presence. Like, I don't know. They put him back on his Victor, man. He's a team fighter, you know? Or at least the team plays more for team fights.
Que o pessoal da Sicar tem que ficar pouco mais atento para evitar nos próximos jogos, se eles quiserem continuar na competição. E a gente comentou também que é ganhar ou ganhar.
É, exatamente, professor. Essa série que a gente está tendo hoje, ela vale a continuidade, já
Pretty stable
vale a
gold advantages.
aqui na série de
Yeah, when Flamengo...
a gente está vendo os números da partida, 31 minutos.
I wish there was a way to look at sort of the gold graphs for a team in general. Actually, is there a way on GL? There might be a way on GL, GG. Let me see if there's a way to see that. Because I actually think it'd be really funny. I suspect Flamengo's is a lot swingier in general. Yo, ask Kangas later today, Superman. Sure, oops. I misclicked something. No! Show me Flamengo. I feel like Flamengo's gold graphs tend to be all over the place. Yeah, gold graph, there we go. Okay, I probably have to full screen this. Oh, this is still 20 minutes. Let's do 30 minutes. Yeah, because you can see, like, they have... Freaking Flamengo is normally all over the place. Whereas I think, I suspect Sikars is a lot more... Yeah... Okay, so they've got a couple, but by and large, green go up, red go down. Whereas here it's like green go everywhere. Okay, I guess that matches up with what I noticed from the LRS in general, that they are more like when you're ahead, stay ahead sort of thing. Comment to respawn. Are you still a? Yeah, you're still a super. Friends with me as a caster minion, yeah. Actually, Lunar, you're usually a super minion. Do you choose supers, or is it just you have the luck of keep spawning supers? There are commands where you can technically change what minion you are. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what software is this even? This is Stream Avatars. I don't remember. Is that a command? Nope, that's not a command. Yeah, sorry, can't quite remember how to do this. Okay, 3-minute break between games. It seems like they're following more the LTA South timing than the CD timing, which is good. Because the CD timings often had like a really long break in between, so. I wonder if I actually need... Huh. Okay. I think, okay, I can manually change y'all. So if Liz, you want to be something else, I can change what you are, I think. Let's make you a melee minion. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I can manually change y'all on my end. Oh, we're all red minions now. Wait. Oh, wait, I think the command actually worked. Hold on. Yeah, the command actually worked. The exclamation mark thing. How do I... Wait, how do I become a blue minion again? No! I have changed. Uh-oh. Blue side melee that gets a hammer? I think so. Hold on, let's try this. Okay, so it looks like the yeah, it is Brent. It looks like the random command works. I don't remember all the commands, unfortunately, so that's on me. Let me get back to my usual self. There we go. Okay. So have fun randomizing what y'all are. I just don't remember the names of the things as well. What is... Oh, this is the new... Wait, this is a new champion. What is this? Is this just a chiller for New Shinjao? He's just getting a visual update, right? They're not changing him, are they? Looks like they gave him attack speed. Random new skin? Okay, just a new skin, yeah. Why are they showing Worlds 2024? So is that the players shouting? Looked like they were like spasming. It's kind of laughing. Yeah. Have they already happened?
Gostei dela, tá?
Wait, was there a big update for Shinjao? When?
Temos mais main Shinzal aqui? O prof é mais suporte?
É, eu não gosto
Shinzal
muito de
suporte, eu jogo Shinzal
Like
suporte.
recently?
Ah, então tá
Pra
bom.
usar skin.
3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? A month ago? Okay. I am.
Eu fico triste não conseguir
Wait,
jogar
was that
Shinzal,
why
eu
he
fico
fell out
querendo
of
jogar Shinzal, eu não consigo.
pro meta?
Vamos fazer o seguinte, vamos falar um pouquinho agora dessa nossa série.
Oh, the visual update. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, the visual update. Yes. That I knew about. Sorry, I thought they all meant like there was like an actual ability update. And I was like, wait, hold up, no shot.
Pensando um pouquinho sobre prioridades, professor.
How did I miss that? I like Grumpy MMO man.
Afinal, tem o primeiro pique. Como é que pode
Oh,
ser
wait, we are into
trabalhado
game 2. I should change that as well on the stream here.
essa composição pro lado da CK?
Eu vejo que aqui esse cara escolhe justamente o que a gente comentou antes do primeiro jogo começar. Buscar esse conforto dos counter picks. Eu acho que eles têm que melhorar um pouco essa escolha do 3, talvez fazer essa volta do 4-5 também de uma maneira um pouco mais efetiva. Eu senti que a parte inferior foi ok.
Okay, so Sikar gets side select. I wonder if they go for red side again. Yeah, they did. Okay. There we go. We were just talking about him. First pick, Shinjao. They're going for hyper skills for Trigo then.
Dizem também quer usar skin, né?
É, então.
Ele curtiu, ele viu ali e falou assim, pô, eu vou com ele.
I feel like not picking hyper skill for Trigo would be very weird when you pick the Shinjao. Unless you want to go Lucian, I guess. But,
Você vê um cabelo sedoso como o do Shinzal agora.
Essa daí é brava
Okay,
demais.
Pancake on one of his comfort
Shinzal
picks
escolhido,
with the
então, aqui
Vi.
do lado do
Okay, maybe you don't go
Flamengo,
hyper skill
uma
if there's a
volta do time da CK aqui
Vi on the other
contra
side.
Vi, então acaba sendo uma boa
And
resposta de
Bard.
certa
Wow, they
forma,
really want
porque
playmaking. I like Shuhari's
não
Bard though,
tá
so
banido
I am
ainda.
actually kind of happy with this. Sikar is not messing around in game 2.
Essa primeira rodada de bans. E o Bardo que foi banido pelo
Oh,
time do
don't do that.
Flamengo,
No.
lá na partida 1, é
Really?
do time da CK, então eles já querem colocar uma bot lane com um pouco mais de
Like,
presença.
the pick is really good into Vi. I
É
just
uma volta até um pouco interessante, porque...
would have liked to save this for later. And yeah, I feel like Sivir's the better end of that. Like, Sivir's just better Zaya right now. The spell shield doesn't stop Vi from ending up next to you, but it stops the damage component and the knockup component, which is the important part.
Porque pegam essa civil, então o Ara vai precisar do tempo pra crescer. Eu particularmente não gosto muito da campeã, eu acho que ela coloca...
I don't hate what Sikar have. They need a tank though, and this is probably going to be like Sion or Ornn or something, or like Shen, because yeah, Bugax plays Shen. I think I need to see like tank bans coming through from Flamengo right now.
pode dar problema.
Mid lane is not the issue for them.
De fazer, de ter essa vai junto, então buscar esse rundown. Talvez tivesse essa opção de jogar de N agora também, aproveitar esse vai e N, que é um dos combos aí que pode ser populares com.
And then we're looking for, yeah, solo lanes for both sides,
Um
actually.
pouco esquisito, então a equipe do Flamengo tem uma vantagem aqui em jogar essa fase de rotas um pouco mais agressiva, e acho que a leitura, Lagros, foi justamente essa, buscar uma fase de rotas muito mais
Ooh,
close.
a
E
Narban.
assim, pro time da CK é meio esquisito, porque...
I don't hate it, but I also don't love it.
Já falou aqui
I think
da-
Mace can handle an R.
É conhecido
And if they
como
went Gnar, you just have to play around reach bar.
Já chegou ali dando cartão de visitas.
You got a siege cannon? Let's go.
Então normalmente você espera muito mais um match pra esse early game e não pegar muito scaling, como é o caso da Sivir, né?
Okay,
Você
Ori,
qual
Syndra,
serão
those
aí
were
os
good bans
próximos
against Envy.
banimentos e qual vai ser essa estratégia do time da CK
Okay.
pra lidar
Ari's a good
com
ban
essa
with the comp they have. I
vantagem.
don't think of it as an
Eles
Envy
tiraram
champion
agora
necessarily, or that
a Syndra e a Ari,
it'd be
então
fine.
eles
Yeah,
tiraram
almost any mid
essas
laner
duas
works for
boas
Envy here.
escolhas pra jogar com esse Shinzal. E do lado do
Victor
Flamengo foram
ban,
retirados
Talia.
Lunar e
We are
Akali.
focused on
Então,
mid
pra evitar
lane.
pouquinho dessa
I don't know. I don't.
de
I
terreno,
kind of don't like
aí
this. I think
no
Sikar,
mid, você tem
like
campanhas
Bugax gets his
muito
free
boas.
tank.
Eu acho que fica muita sensação de que eles estão querendo estreitar um pouco essa range do menino.
I think you go Sion here, or if you have a mobile mid, maybe you go Shen. But yeah, I just think you go Sion for Sikar then.
Proatividade, a gente queria que atuasse um pouquinho
Yeah,
mais.
it's a really nice team fighting front to back. Great skilling. Good adaptation from last game. Last game they fell behind in skilling.
Ok, já vai trazendo essa duplinha de Shurima aí que a
They
gente
just
tá
couldn't close out
vendo
early,
muito
and then they
mas no início pode ter
died
problema, o time do
on
Flamengo
skilling.
gosta de jogar
So
esse early game.
this adaptation to me
Fazer de novo a
is,
mesma pressão
yeah,
que
we
fez
discussed
contra
it.
a Aurora
You know,
pra
potentially
escolher
just
esse Azir,
pick
ele também
skill
vai ter problema, então
Olha.
pode estar se colocando numa
so that you don't get
numa
outskilled this time, and then
arapuca,
you're
o
just
time
kind
da
of free.
Sicário, e o time do Flamengo vai continuando amarrando, cercando por
Oh,
todos os lados
okay.
pra conseguir jogar
Yeah,
essa
the
partida.
Akali.
E, Lagros, pra mim, é que a
Good
leitura
answer,
do
good
draft do
answer.
Flamengo é
We're seeing it a lot
justamente
into
entender
the
que o
Oris in
Kiefer
these
é o elo
years,
mais
so
fraco. A gente vê que
and Renekton for
eles
makes
já
nice.
compreenderam que
Okay,
eles
they wanted
conseguem fazer
agency.
uma leitura que eles conseguem
Mm,
forçar, porque a gente vê o pique de vai.
okay.
Aí depois vem esse
Yeah, I like
chão
this.
do
I think
ponto
you
que
you do
ele
need
fazia
a bit
foi
more
do Flamengo, então muito bem
kill
fazendo
threat.
essa leitura
So
muito boa,
Cassante,
deixar esse
Renekton better than
acontecer.
Cassante here.
E a gente vê que vai ser algo sem sinergia nenhuma, porque a gente vê que a parte inferior toma pressão, a parte
Not
superior
sure
vai
what
dar
Sikar
pressão,
is
como
still
viu,
waiting
uma
for.
calha até o nível 6 que ela
Do they
começa
want to pick
a jogar
Cassante?
um pouco mais.
Será que vem o Azir aí?
Ah, você tá pensando
Oh, I
nesse
really
dia,
don't
né?
like
Você tá
this.
pensando,
Why? Why did we
mas
do
ainda
this?
assim, eu vejo que não tem aquele salseirinho necessário.
Yeah, I think I'm missing
pra
something. Sorry.
tempo pra
I don't
eles
understand
então,
the
a gente vê que,
Sikar
de novo,
draft.
São composições que não tem muito pé nem cabeça. A gente vê que não tem essa progressão de early game, consegue transicionar. Então, tudo vai ficar à mercê de boas lutas.
Yeah, I-
Então, novamente, uma execução
Okay,
muito
so
bem
the problem with Sikar draft is you've got a lot of damage. You've got next to zero tank.
A composição do Flamengo vai abrir, vai conseguir esnobar
And on
o
top of that too,
jogo.
like Shinjao single-handedly
Tem
messes up
muito mais
part of your
recurso
comp.
pra equipe do Flamengo forçar do
So
que
what?
a
You're
composição da
did
Sikar.
they go Gwen because they needed something
Então,
to be able to go in and actually deal with?
você
Whoops,
perde um
wrong
pouquinho de
person.
vantagem.
Onto the
Essa
Shinjao,
composição da
like
Sikar
to
é um
actually
jogo
get in
mais
range to do
uma
damage to
muito
Shinjao.
violenta. Então, aqui tem que tomar
The
um
other problem I
cuidado.
kind of don't like about this comp as well is that Gwen and Sivir both play inside Zaya range. Like Azir's kind of fine. He's at the edge of it too. It just feels really risky for Sikar. And you already had a better team fighting comp. I think you could just front back, even with the Akali there. You just two of this would have been enough. Like if anything, if you're scared of that, maybe you go Shen in the top side where you've got taunt and you've got a shield on the target who Akali's diving. Going the Gwen, I just feel like there's a lot of space for Envy to play right now. And then Trigo doesn't care either because Trigo just tries to survive and do as much damage as he can. He's not the big threat. Renekton as well is going to have a field day in this comp. Like, it feels like maybe they just didn't think that they could stop all the dive coming through, so they just wanted more options, I guess. I don't know. Very high risk composition from Sikar. Not saying it can't be played. Again, all damage comps can be played. We've seen so much damage overload. Furia dominated CBLOL in the two with damage overload compositions, so definitely playable. I just think it's a lot harder than what they had to do to themselves. It's still a good comp. I'd give this like a 3. I just think this side's better. I'd say, yeah, I just straight up give a 4 to Flamengo. Make should win early though. Bugax is running Ignite. There's a lot of this top lane needs some love from the junglers ASAP. Bot lane is like forget the bot lane. It's Xayah Silverman. Like they will just scale. Get them. there's not really much you can do to punish them unless they make mistakes. So go to the top lane and get the top lane rolling. Mid lane is potentially a target too, but it's kind of hard because both mid laners are somewhat slippery. Akali's your favorite champ in the game, but you hope she loses. Why, Liz?
Justamente para focar um pouco mais nessa fase de rotas, ter um pouquinho mais de pressão. Não me surpreende muito aqui, vendo a maneira que o pessoal da CK executa essa fase de rotas no começo do jogo. Então, toda essa pressão é necessária. E o Envy também vindo com esse eletrocutar aqui. Então, buscando essa agressão necessária. Aqui,
Oh, actually, wait, no, that's a stupid question. That's because it's Flamengo, of course. You're cheering on Sakar. My bad. Brain part for a second. I mean, I'm down for Sakar to win. I just think this is a hard mode draft for them.
Esse eletrocutar é pra que ele é win. Então ele vai buscar trocas mais curtas, afinal é uma Akali contra um Azir, ela tem curto alcance.
But then I also did think Sakar had the better draft last game, and they lost that. Flamengo had the stronger draft. Skilling technically favors Sakar. There's a lot of skilling on their side. There's a lot of damage that can increase. Oh, I like this from Bogax, actually. I like seeing laners use the summoner actually really early, especially if they don't think they're going to get jungle attention right from the get-go. Same with like heals in the bot lane. I actually like seeing the AD carries now trade more heavily and then use heal early, or supports doing the same. I just don't like what this suggests, because if you are using your summoner early like that, a lot of times to get lane advantage, and like I said, you use it when you don't think you're going to get that much jungle attention that early on. But I do think Pancake should be ganking top early. I mean, it's a short cooldown. Maybe it'll be up by the time Pancake ganks. Maybe. We'll see.
Porque ele preparou muito bem a wave para quando ele utilizasse o Q, ele recuperasse a vida batendo nos minions e no Bugax também. E o Bugax já gastou as suas 2 poções de cura, já gastou o seu incendiar e ainda assim tá tomando esse apadouro.
Wait. Who paused the timing? Yeah, I want to see game state. Because they're talking about like pots are being used already. Yeah, I think Makes has better sustain with the Duran's Blade than the Duran's Ring for Gwen. So that's going to be a little bit tough. Renekton's already favored in the matchup. He has better trade patterns in lane. Junglers, both start bot side, both hitting top, because as we identified, top lane is the volatile lane right now. Mid, Envy's doing quite well for himself. Like, if you're even, you're happy as the Akali, and bot lane's pretty much dead even. I actually think the Sivir should win bot lane. In lane. She just has better shove. Xayah feels kind of bad, not gonna lie. She's really all about that team fight. But the comp means that Xayah does get to play a little bit, so. Sorry, because I skipped ahead. I don't know if they talked about why there's a pause, but. This feels like CD where we get so many pauses. Not ideal. Not ideal. At least the pauses are short, so we're back in. And we missed a kill, which was just Makes flat out diving. There's no assists anywhere, so. Okay. Oh! And doesn't get to kill the Pancake. That is. Okay, this is super rough for Sakar. Their top side is high-key shafted right now. This is super rough. Okay. You know what? Flamengo came back from a 2k deficit. Sakar can do the same. I believe. Good shield from WXRX. Really patient. Oh, no way we're rediving this. We're going to continue where they stopped now. Oh, dear. That is not great to hear. Yeah. Oh, that's a read, right? The moment Bugax kind of used Ignite early to get the prio and didn't really get it, it was going to be troublesome. And Dizen was just faster than Pancake too. He opted for the invade rather than the clear. Isolate that top lane. Even if Dizen doesn't get the kill onto Pancake, it's still a win for Flamengo because they isolated the top lane, which just makes more and more pressure. We get the replays of what we missed. So we are getting replays then. Okay. This is where the pause hit. So literally, we just missed the insta-flash in after the combo came through. I really like that from Dizen. This invade. Like I said, this was a net win, no matter what happens. Even if Dizen doesn't get the kill, he's stronger than the Vi early on, and he's also isolated at the top lane. He just needed to make sure it was kind of safe for Makes to get away and get home. So the extra kill was just like icing on the cake. Oh my god. Bugax does have Ignite. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
É mais uma solada, manda o Bugax pra casa. É impressionante o que tá fazendo aqui o Mix, que tá fazendo
Yeah, that top side is
Olha ali a
shafted.
build do One Piece na mão dele.
Triple longsword for Makes too. He came back and he just wants to dominate this. He doesn't even need boots. He doesn't care. 2 trades and you're dead.
Esse mesmo.
Não é o
E olha
mascarado,
que é o
não é?
jacaré, né? A boca de jacaré.
Normally, Gwen has a power spike at 6, where using needlework, if she can land like 2 or 3 of the needlework, she can absolutely dominate. But yeah, Makes is ahead now, so it doesn't even matter.
Meu filho, tá muito afoito, tá querendo brigar o tempo inteiro. Não deixa nada acontecer, ainda tem a chegada do Pancake.
Okay.
Metade da vida ele não tá com medo de nada, é abusado o Mix.
Dude, he's 1v2ing them.
Não consegue. Olha, perseguição, já pega o patear e picar, o Pancake é forçado.
Like, they know there's a ward there now, but they can't even clear it. Pancake's like, not even... Man, this is abuse. Holy. The question is, what is Flamengo getting from all this pressure that makes it drawing up top? They got a dragon.
É isso daí, ó.
Looks like they forced the lane swap as well. No, they didn't. Okay. There's just Shuhara roaming. Never mind. Maybe RX still down bot. That's okay. I don't know if they forced the favorable back or how Tree goes up in a wave. Yeah, Make's got his boots. Oh, and he opted for... Oh, not in turret range. Interesting. Very unfortunate. Perfect execution is not even used by Envy. It's still available. Yeah, you have to flash. WXRX has to flash. Bold choice to stick around. Yo, Makes is feeling himself. Holy.
Todos os jogadores da Sicar e nesse momento vem fazendo aqui.
Yeah. But okay, so game state right now is really bad for Sicar. Bugax's problem has now become everybody else's problem. Renekton's one of the few sort of top laners who, well, I shouldn't say few because actually quite a few of them do this, but at level 6 like Cassante, as well as Kill Threat and Bessa's Kill Threat, all of them have Kill Threat in the 1v1, so Shuhari can't just roam away from WXRX. Like, I get that Sicar wants to try and get Bugax out of this sort of really painful lane assignment, but Shuhari wants to roam, and he can't roam if Makes has Kill Threat on WXRX. So I think you just try and match. You put Bugax there, and then you just send Shuhari and Pancake to try and help out, maybe? Like, WXRX can survive against Trigo. He can't against Makes. Nice dash from Bugax. Oh, what is this? Okay. I like this. They sent Envy up to lane against WXRX. So Shuhari's locked again. Yeah, okay. The super skilling from Sicar is biting them really hard right now because there's literally no good matchups into Makes or Envy right now. Like, your one safe lane is against Trigo for Sicar, but you have 3 people who all want farm, so you gotta decide who gets shafted and who gets the farm. The shoe's completely on the other foot. This is like complete 180 from game 1, where Sicar was dominating the early game, and Flamengo just wanted to scale. Now it's like Sicar who wants to scale, Flamengo who's dominating early. Let's see if Sicar can slow them down. Flamengo found ways to do it. Oh, Shuhari healed? Is Pancake dead? I think he might be. Yeah, one more knock up. Yeah! Oh, he almost got away. Paul Baker got interrupted. Wait, what happened down here? Bugax has Needlework and Ignite? There's actual kill threat? Okay. Envy still hasn't used perfect execution. Still there. Brandon, you met Cubby and Angie? Hey! That's cool, yeah.
E a trocação sincera continua rolando lá na parte de baixo. O Ignite funciona.
Oh, makes is so... Dude, makes is dominus, but he could just die before he gets proc dominus. I'm glad you got to meet Cubby and Angie. That's cool. I'm so envious, Bren, that you're down in Texas. You got to meet all of them. Oh. Oh! Envy finally uses precision execution. Guaranteed kill. Okay, it's 5-0. Oh my goodness. They are hunting for makes. They cannot even die with makes here. If they try and use assault and battery, or she's insists, pardon me, onto makes, he's just gonna dominus, and then you're stuck on the turret with a very tanky croc. Like maybe you kill him, but you don't come back out the other side. One day, Bren, we'll get Cubby to remember your name, Bren. Just need a couple more broadcasts this year. 2026, you belong English again. Lizard Manical, so cool. Does Kiefer play Akali? He does, right? Yeah, because he plays a bunch of like Yone, Akali, Ari, that sort of like agency champions, or like Aurora. Oh, this was the invade that went south for Pancake. Did damage flash to block it, or was it just a knock-up? Yeah, okay, good flash from damage. If not, Pancake actually might have survived. Pretty damn close. Just a highlight reel for Flamengo's laners right now. Yeah. Okay. You can tell the observers are not used to the pace of this game. They were showing the replays and they missed the dive from the bot side. Flamengo plays good, props to them. I'm gonna be honest, Liz. Flamengo was not playing this well in CD. I don't know what happened. They are absolutely popping off right now. Like, this is better than they usually do. They are absolutely crushing it. Oh, Sikar managed to finally get numbers advantage? No way! Oh, did Envy not die? Yo, Envy's still in there. Do they know? No, no! Oh, no! Holy crap. Dude, Flamengo was just saving up all their energy in CD for the cross-conference. Envy is a playoffs beast. We have gone beyond playoffs. We have gone across conference, and Envy's on fire. Envy is just nuts. Makes also is absolutely nuts. The solo laners for Flamengo are just crushing it. Jeez. Okay. Okay, this was the dive that we missed while during replays. Because yeah, Makes is just so far ahead right now. I don't feel like we need to replay all of this, but okay. I'm actually a little bit scared we might be missing action right now, because... Yeah, okay. No, we're fine. We're good. We are only... Herald isn't even up yet. I was worried that we'd be missing on Herald, but we're not even there. We're sub 13 minutes. This is... Okay, for Sikar, the problem is where do they go? Nobody can lane against Makes or Envy anymore. Yeah, they're just diving them. The fact that Makes can do this with just damage is super scary, because now Dizen can camp Envy, and those two can dive together, these two can dive together. So your one safe lane still remains Shrigo, but then... For how long? I still can't believe Sikar didn't get a kill on that top side though. Flamengo is playing out of their minds right now. They don't even need to, but they are.
Mas a maneira que foi também foi totalmente descarrilhada.
Não, calma aí, vamos com calma, gente. Sei que é abuso e tal, mas o Trigo tava ali parado, olhando pra galera, já utiliza sua ultimate para conseguir se reposicionar. Enquanto isso, o Make sozinho leva outra torre. O que mais me assusta é que em todos os lugares do mapa, tem alguém do Flamengo acabando com alguém do time da CK.
E sabe qual é um problema? É que eu ouvi a narradora dizer que as barricadas ainda iam cair.
É.
Caíram agora, caíram agora.
Já tinha uns 20 minutos, meu amigo. Mas as barricadas acabaram de cair.
Okay, I feel like this was a slight overreaction from Sikar to game 1. Like, if this was a Scion, maybe they would have a lane they could still play through. Like they went for like full scaling, like what Flamengo did game 1, and it kind of bounced back and bit them a little bit because they have no early game bridge to the late game. Well, I guess Vi was supposed to be early game bridge, but Disn't getting the early kill on Pancake really screwed them. Like there just was no bridge for Sakar to get late. I don't want to see Sikar's mental crumble. This game, it does feel like their mental is crumbling a little bit right now. But also like their comp can't do anything, so I don't know how much of that's comp and how much of that is just them saving energy. The other problem for Sikar is that a lot of the good late game skills have been played. Ezreal's out, Sivir's out. Those are the two safer AD carries for scaling. They still have Victor from mid, I guess. Well, but Victor's per banned in this by Flamengo. Oh. Oh, that was actually really close for Bugax. Oh, and he dodges. Can he get out? Oh my goodness! Makes! 1v5 Makes is back. CBLOL Makes has returned. Yo, that was super clutch. Shuhari knew too. Like that's why he raced up top to get that. Yo, that was like down to the wire. Shuhari almost got him. Shuhari, he knew. He had the instincts to just run up top and instantly just throw the blind thing to try and get the stun off. Sheesh. This is so unfortunate. Sikar is so close to getting killed so many times. It's a tilter.
Não conseguiu nenhuma eliminação, não conseguiu nada. Até o momento, eles estão tentando ganhar um tempo que eu não sei se vai ter, porque já tem Arauto utilizado aqui no meio.
O Arauto já foi utilizado,
okay. Arrow charge.
Em cima dele, pilotando, dá aquela cabeçada. A galera da Sikar tá desesperada, não sabe o que fazer, vão tentando segurar a todo custo, conseguem segurar.
Good on Sikar to split up too. I have very little doubt that Flamengo would have looked for a dive if they found a good knock-up on a squishy target. You're just feeling so strong right now. 10k pre-20 minutes. Can they get Envy? No, they can't. Yeah. They're just so far ahead right now. It's so tough. Even that flash. Wait, Envy dies here? Envy dies. Let's go, Sigar. Envy feeling a little bit too much of himself there. That's a shutdown too. Going over to Keeper. I know it sounds like it doesn't feel like a lot when you're down 10 kills, but that actually stopped them from going 10k down. It was quite a big swing, actually. A significant amount of gold. It's just that, yeah, Sikar still needs to find a bit more. They do have skilling on their side though. One items. They're just really far behind the curve right now. They're about one half item. Not even 1.5 items. Yeah, unfortunately, the team couldn't quite catch up with Pancake there. Yeah, good play to get MV in there. MV really thought he could get a kill. It's just not worth it for MV. I think MV got too IV. Sikar absolutely punished him. Good punish. Now, if they could get Makes, I think that'd be... That's the spicy one they want to take out. Can they do it? Okay, Keepers and 2 items. The Rylai's will actually help a lot in team fights, if they can get team fights. Actually, will help a lot of catches too. They could continue to try and punish Envy. Between Vi and Rylai's from Kiefer, if they catch Envy in an open lane, they should be able to kill him. I really think the big thing we're waiting for Sikar is actually WXRX to hit 3 items. Even at 2 items with Bugax at 2, maybe they can look for something. And then you pray that maybe Makes overextends in the initial engage.
Flamengo, que já tá ali com quase 9k de ouro à frente, tem a vantagem de objetivos, a quantidade de torres monumental já levadas pelo time do Flamengo, e daqui a alguns minutinhos já vai ter esse Atacan lá na parte do superior do mapa, e daqui a pouco também pode ser o dragão de alma para a equipe do Mengão.
E o Makes nesse momento aqui bem consciente que a única jogada que pode rolar nele é justamente na parte de baixo. Por mais que o damage esteja dando esse cover, esquece tudo porque eles querem buscar a jogada.
I don't know what Pancake was doing in that bush for so long. Okay, Shuhari just built him out. That should have been a lot worse. Like, Bugaks took way too much damage initially because Pancake was just dicking around in the bush. Like, genuinely? Sorry, I don't care if they're replaying this. I need to see what the hell. Because, yeah, Pancake was just recalling, right? And just kept recalling. Like, here, when you see damage, why are you still recalling? Like, Bugaks almost dies to that. If you just CC together. Bro. Pancake's tilted, man. That's gotta be the only explanation. Oh my goodness, Dizen. That is unholy, Dizen. Okay. I mean, they killed Mix, which was the big draw. If they traded 1 for 1, I guess it would have been worth, but they're trading 2 for 1 plus turrets. Not worth, unfortunately. And that's possible for Flamengo, I think. Knowing that they're strong enough to do that. Suited 777, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Flamengo just take Atakan. They're just too far ahead at this point. It just feels so bad that Sikar gets the pick onto Makes and it kind of didn't matter. That actually makes me really sad. They did such a good job. Okay. They took Atakan on spawn. Chemtech Soul, pardon me, is up in a minute and a half. I don't think the soul of this game matters that much. Just because of the soul accelerated. You're just looking for Elder if you're looking at drugs. Yeah, I think Pancake misplayed this quite horrifically. Shuhari's Tempered Fate was huge there. If not for Shuhari, this fight goes really, really badly. Like, literally, if not for the fact they caught Makes there and managed to push out damage, I think damage at Makes could have taken a 2v3. There'd be a lot more Sikar bodies down there. Okay. Shuhari missed! No, we are just praising you, Shuhari, not like this! Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, if Shuhari hit Makes or the turret... Actually, no. Shuhari had to hit the turret. The turret doesn't move. And Shuhari didn't get the turret, so the damage came down. And like we said, trying to dive the Croc under turret's kind of risky. And he gets a clean house. Inhibs go down. Okay, Flamengo are set up for the final push now. I think they can just dive S5. We've actually not seen Flamengo play S5 very much this game. At all, I think. It's just been the laning right from the get-go. It's kind of a comp diff, but it's a very... It's a comp diff in that I think Sikar misplayed how their comp should have run the early game, and then they just got ran completely. Yeah, that one right there. Just a little bit. It looks like the edge of it actually caught the turret, but obviously it's an angle. It's like a camera angle thing because turret didn't get tagged. Yeah, Bugaks right from the get-go, 2 and 7, just got bullied out this entire game. The fact that Bugaks still got 2 kills despite being down 0 and 5 in the laning phase, I think says a lot about him.
E nem precisam desse barão necessariamente para fechar a partida, podem continuar fazendo esse avanço. O Envy também vai puxar a onda de minions, então eles vão entrar com 3 ondas de minions dentro da base da equipe da Sikar, então podem continuar a fazer esse avanço, mas Acho que eles vão tentar jogar de uma forma um pouco mais conservadora, um pouco mais controlada.
Yeah.
Sabem que não tem como apressar
Comp iffy
o
between the
tempo
two teams.
dessa forma, então vão
Sikar
tentar
needs to just find the balance between scaling and just having one bridge. Just one lane with a bridge, please.
Só essa torre tier 3 aqui da rota superior que ainda resiste, mas fora isso, base aberta, super minions vindo, tanto pelo mid quanto pelo bot, o Shuhari
Sumiu! O Envy só precisava de uma brecha, já garante essa abertura, pega o abate pra cima do suporte adversário e continua na insistência. Parte pra cima do Pancake, machuca demais o passador adversário, damage, joga o Kiefer pro alto e já se afasta, porque o time do Flamengo agora não tem a wave de minions boas.
Low-key, I think Flamengo was dicking around a little bit. They could just group as 5 and try and push in here. Especially once they get the pick on Jahari. But it's fine. Baron's coming up 30 seconds. I think they just reset, go for Baron, and then just push to end after that. They've got supers pushing 2 lanes, so there's no way Sikar should actually be able to properly contest with this. They just need to ward for Pancake. And Pancake has no flash either.
Mas a gente vai conferir esse pick-off que rolou na selva aqui. No momento que o Pancake utiliza o quebra-cofre, Douglas já é fatal.
Precisa entender que essa selva aí não é mais dele, né?
Nunca foi, né?
Ele entra aí pra tentar pegar um campo.
Okay, so it's actually Pancake into Bugax. I feel like we only saw the Bugax part of it. We didn't really see the Pancake start of it.
Então é mais uma vez.
Yeah, Shuhari's tilted.
Volta pro ao vivo, a gente vai ver a diferença de farm. 126, nem vai dar.
Eita, não dá pra ver a diferença de farm, o Gabriel
No, this is it. This is game. This is the Hail Mary from Sikar. That's fine. I respect that. Like, you were losing anyway, so you just throw the Hail Mary. That's okay.
O Ara tenta fugir, mas a perseguição do Dizinho é implacável.
They get all 5. Clean, clean. Clean game from Flamengo.
Vai ser GG, a equipe do Flamengo vai abrir
Yeah, I don't know where this I don't know where this Flamengo was all season long. They look. I don't know if they like boot camped or something leading up to this tournament, the promo tournament. I don't know if they were playing with the academy teams or something, but yeah, there is a game 3 lose, and you know what? We've seen reverse sweeps come back before. I just need to see Sikar have a draft where, like, I think scaling is fine. You want 2 scaling lanes, it's okay, but just make sure you have a bridge. This game they got ran over because they didn't have a single bridge in their draft. And props to Flamengo for correctly identifying that, hey, all 3 lanes need a scale. Vi is the only threat, and so they sent Dizzen in to invade super early, took out the Vi as any sort of factor in this game, and they just destroyed the lanes individually. Like that's my biggest problem with this Gwen pick, was that you saw this entire composition, you knew you were playing into a Renekton. Sorry, went to the Akali. You knew this was what you were matching up to, and you still chose Gwen. Like, we already see Renekton often being picked into Gwen to win out early and to shut her down. Gwen got weaker now. They nerfed her early game and buffed her late game. Or I guess they shifted her some of her early game strength into her later game strength. So this lane was always going to be super brutal. If you don't have a jungle lead or you don't have some way to nullify this, this should not have been the matchup you opted for. And you have no other lane to apply pressure early either, so... Super rough. Like, at best, you had the Azir into a Kali matchup. But I'm going to be honest, Kiefer does not look like him right now. And this Envy is like beyond playoff Envy. Envy is crushing it this series. Right now, in my head, MVP for Flamengo is probably Makes right now. Envy had a really good game 1 in the mid to late, but Makes was crushing it. And Makes' Renekton was nutty. Yeah, the solo lanes for Sikar are kind of letting them down. WXRX is, like, the bot lane for Sikar is insane. Like, WXRX in game 1 was huge, and Shuhari, for most of game 2, was good. Towards the end, he felt like he was tilting a little bit, but I don't blame him. There were so many good catches that Shuhari got and just couldn't get kills onto Flamengo. I was getting tilted watching that. Like, that final scoreline does not reflect Sikar's mid game. It reflects Sikar's early game, but not their mid game. Mid game, they actually had some good picks. Yeah, this highlight reel is going to read like a PSA for cyberbullying.
Verdade, todas as rotas nessa partida foram dominadas aí pelos jogadores do Flamengo, que foram conseguindo essas vantagens.
I'm not blaming Pancake for this either, because again, I don't think a lot of this, I don't blame. Like, what can Pancake do, right? You just got invaded, you just got pushed out. To me, this is more of a draft iffy and Flamengo exploiting it. I don't think Farm Ven would get blown out like this, to be fair. Well, I didn't think Sikar would get blown out like this, to be fair, also, so I guess we'll find out and we'll see. Like, one game Sikar starts in one game.
da equipe da Sicar. A gente vê que eles jogam muito padrão, tentam jogar o máximo de lane phase possível, então acho que em termos até
It feels so bad for this ball lane.
bem desatualizados.
They were actually reinforcing too on that play when they got caught. This was the tilt. It looks like it, right? Like you can see part of the circle on the turret. So I guess you need to catch the middle of the turret. Is what is considered the hitbox for that. Yeah, after that, Shuhari just felt tilted. Because even here at the end of this play, Shuhari flashes into the wall. Like he wasn't even close to being able to make it over, I don't think. From here, you weren't going to make it over. You have to be right up against the wall. Yeah. He got charmed and then his buffer, I guess, screwed him. Yeah, Makes and Envy are playing out their minds right now. I'm going to be honest, Trigo did not matter this game. Trigo's contribution was just being on an 80 carry that didn't require any resources. So I'm still not crazy that he picked Xayah here, but hey, it works, right? He didn't give over kills, that's the important thing. And then he just lets his solo lanes pop off because they were the main focus this game.
Onde é que eles devem apertar o time da Sicar, que não tá tendo uma vida muito fácil. Então no draft eu acho que o time do Flamengo tá muito bem. Foram duas composições boas em que eles executaram bem o seu jogo.
Yeah, Bugax, despite the fact he got shut down, look how much damage he's pumping out. He's almost double his team. And he was the one who picked up 2 kills. Kiefer got a kill. They had 3 kills and it was like 1 on Kiefer, 2 on Bugax. So, yeah, I like Bugax on these sort of champions where he's got agency, but you need to set him up for success a little bit, you know? That's super rough. I think it's double elim. Let me just confirm that. Sure. Hybrid elimination match. I don't know what that means. Oh. So it looks like these guys in the play-in match is it's single elim. So loser goes home, it looks like. Damn, it's elimination. That's super rough. So we might not get to see Sicar again. Yeah, they really need to shake themselves out of this funk then in this game. This game 2 tells us nothing. Like this was a drop diff. This was a coach error, basically. Like I know that a lot of times it's not necessarily the coaches who pick the champions, that players also get a lot of input. But like, surely as a coach, you must have just seen that and just gone. Like I do think it's the coach's fault for not seeing that drop and not saying, hey, we need a winning lane. Like we cannot just have all 3 lanes. And Azir versus Akali. Okay, I guess that's what they thought was a winning lane early, but there's not pressure on that lane. It's just a free scaling lane for both sides. Or for the Azir. This mid guy, coach Sicar. Okay. Oh no, they just need to shake it off. Just shake it off. They'll be fine. They can come back. That's cute. Oof. Yeah, because the loser of this goes down here, up, up, up. Yeah, so this is a straight elimination. And actually, Flamengo versus Isers is going to be a bit of a wild matchup too. Because Flamengo is honestly a team that should have been in CB LoL, if not for the random sudden shrinking. Like, I think these players would have found homes, essentially. If this was still a 10-team Brazilian league. On an 8-team Brazilian league, I'm not sure. On a 16 Brazilian league with 2 LA teams, yeah, these guys didn't quite make the cut. I'm actually curious if CB LoL goes up to 10 teams next year. Like, surely we go back up, right? We have enough talent to do so, for sure. And high key, I think there might be space for Bugax, WXRX, or Shuhari. Actually, maybe not WXRX. Not because he's a bad player, but just because CB LoL is hypersaturated with 80 carries already. So it's really hard to find space for them. But these 3 players are good. Pancake and Kiefer are the problems I'm seeing right now with this, or in this specific best of 3. Like, Makes is really strong laner, so... Though the Gwen choice was the issue. I think Bogax didn't play the Gwen too badly. He did, in my opinion, make 1 or 2 laning mistakes, overstaying in lane or overextending against Renekton. But his game 1 performance was really good, and the way he came back in mid game was still pretty strong, down 0-5. Yeah. I really hope they open up 2 more teams and we get like 1 LLA team and 1 more Brazil team. Actually, well, the LLA side, let's see how the rest of these, how Farmvin performs as well. Like I said, I could see a world in which you get Bogax, Enga, but Ian Shaka and Shadow are really good too. Like some sort of LLA bot lane. And then I don't know how I feel about the jungle because Follow looked good, but also I didn't expect LRS to just bend against Flamengo, so, or Cigar to bend against Flamengo, so maybe there might be a bit of a gap. Like I did think CD was better than LRS, and I think Lunar was saying as much as well. She actually follows much more closely the LRN and LRS. So I did think CD was better, but I expected the Flamengo one to be a bit closer. I expected Alpha 7 to be like the best of the tier 2s by a decent margin. But hey, we live, we learn, and that's why these matchups are fun, right? When we get to see the different regions clash. You never really know how good a region is till they start facing off against the other regions.
Tá aí, skin do Mundial do Shinzal para você já se preparar e ficar em grande estilo aí em breve chegando na sua loja. E olha, aqui na série de promoção 2-0 pro time do Flamengo, o time da Sicar para esse jogo 3.
Yeah, is it going to be a quick 3-0? Or can Sicar bounce back? Look, I love Brazil, but I love League of Legends and good League of Legends more. I want to see Sicar bounce back. Just start with the game first. We can go from there.
Ave Maria, se eles tiverem essa confiança que não é o draft.
Pode ir embora já, né?
É, pode ir.
Como é que é o ditado mesmo? O time que tá ganhando não se... Não, pera. O time que tá ganhando não se mexe? Mas... Ah, tá, deixa eu falar.
Eu sei o que você tá falando, mas eu não consigo repetir a frase também. Esse que é o problema.
É que os caras não estão ganhando, é que
a gente tá com o pensamento do lado vermelho.
É verdade.
Mas, puxando o gancho lá, eu vejo...
Did they say side select or are they just discussing which one would be a better side?
Trazer a mudança de lado pode mudar um pouco a dinâmica, muda o lado do mapa, até mesmo pode garantir um first pick bom, então...
Because if they drop the way they did in game 2, I don't think red side matters, right? Like you picked losing lane. If you're gonna do that, you might as well do that on blue side. But I still think red side is still kind of strong, and I just want to see them give like a counter pick lane to Bogax.
Eles se deram counter em praticamente todas as rotas, então é uma situação complicada acreditar que eles vão aproveitar esse
Like I don't think Kiefer can do it. Okay, yeah, so they went for red side. I agree with that. But I need to see them pick like actual counter picks. Graphs is still the same. Yeah, Flamengo has not changed a single one of the bans. Why would they have to? Yo, is this the Darius Makes game? The Makes Darius game? Orianna, it has to be. If you're giving Orianna to Envy, you're trolling. Like, I assume they're just taking time to give themselves time to discuss other things. That has to be an Orianna. So what's the first pick angle here now? Is Skarner? Nocturne, okay. Yeah, I'm down with this. Like I said, Disney's got really good globals. Pantheon got nerfed a little bit, so he's kind of banished. I think Nocturne is the superior global jungle choice right now. Elia for Kiefer, okay.
Agora sim, escolhe uma boa resposta. O fato de ter essa Thalia pra colocar
See, this would have been a better teamfight comp, but now you're kind of out of teamfight AD carries, which are safe. You got Zeri, I guess, maybe?
O time do Flamengo já vai trazer essa
Oh, Envy's going
área
for the Ari? Really?
Não tem a Soriana,
Okay.
mas tem a Ari, que a gente sabe também que comba muito bem com esse knock. Do outro lado, eu acho que a primeira
It's
vez
gonna be a
que
little bit
tem uma
interesting.
zona um pouquinho mais de conforto, né? Tem essa
I don't think
carga
Ari's
que
that strong,
Camille no jogo passado, e
currently.
pode ser o primeiro momento que a gente veja esse jogador conseguindo entrar um pouco mais
Like, she's
na
not
frente,
bad.
cara,
I don't
não
think it's like a
conseguiu
minus to
colocar o
pick her. I just feel like there's oftentimes stronger mid lane options
E lembrando,
as
né, que
well.
isso aqui conta como playoff. Então é aquele Envy Prime pra vocês assistirem por aqui. E
Like
começarem a
Yone.
pensar que ele faz diferença.
É verdade, conta como playoff mesmo, porque já é MD5, já é caráter eliminatório e vambora, então o Envy
Ooh, okay. The makes Cassante. We picked both our solo lanes. So Bogax gets his counter pick. Does he just go, oh? Okay, he goes Nar. I was gonna say, does he go Camille as an answer? Nar's not bad. Nar's got some good synergies with Talia, and yeah, not primary engage. I love it when you've got a Nar who's not primary engage, because it's so much easier to position when somebody else is pulling the trigger for you.
Quando o jogador ele é muito antigo e utiliza esses picks um pouco mais arcaicos, que Pantheon não é um pick
So bot lanes for both teams.
novo, né? Mas ele
Um,
é antigo.
Pega
Então,
Sejuani,
e
Turtle.
Sejuani é algo
Okay,
que
I kind of hate it,
quem
but
joga
this might be a
Trigo
Trigo Jin angle
16,
for
então,
Trigo here.
Eu vejo que, por exemplo, o Pantheon com Thalia ofereceria muito mais agressão em termos de controle de começo de jogo, poderia dar um pouco mais de espaço. A
Like, I actually
nesse nível
really
6
hate-
oferece controle, oferece essa ameaça
Because
toda,
there is a
mas
Sejuani
ainda
who's gonna
assim,
get
eu
tanky,
vejo que tem cenários que são
but
limitantes, e eu vejo que a leitura
at the
dele
same
só tentar jogar
time,
esse scaling desse tentar pular um pouco desse nível 6 é um pouco perigoso.
like having the Jin to long range
Como teve
engage
o
for
jogo com
your
o Ara indo pra cima,
the
buscando
rest of your
jogadas,
team
não deu certo a
could be
vitória,
huge.
mas ainda assim a gente viu que foi um jogo muito mais pegado
Hum.
e a falta desse controle custa muito caro, e eu vejo que eles tentarem só executar em lutas aqui novamente. O Nar bota pressão nesse Cassante, mas o Cassante ele segura bem, querendo ou não, ele não vai tomar aquela pressão que ele vai ficar tomando 40 CS, então na fight também o Cassante chega muito bem e é de um cara que a
Lucian.
gente
Yeah,
sabe
they're taking out the
que
Lucian as well, which is one of the sort of
campeão.
champs who can
Então,
bully
mais
out
uma vez, eu vejo
the
situações de draft que eu tento olhar
the
de uma maneira
Jin.
positiva,
I'd love to see a
mas não
misfortune ban from
consigo
Flamengo as
enxergar
well here.
esses way-outs da maneira que o pessoal da
Like, I know there's a Nocturne who can go diving the misfortune. I just think it's really dangerous when there's this much setup for a misfortune.
que a coisa está complicada.
And a lot of times we see the Nocturne outs being used earlier.
O professor fez o copo meio vazio, eu vou tentar pegar o copo meio cheio.
É por isso que eu te amo, André. A gente se complementa.
Got the bomb instead. Okay.
Tentando ir pro outro lado, eu acho que até o momento talvez seja o draft que a gente esteja vendo
How do I feel about
quantidade
this?
maior de
I don't know how I feel.
conforto
Oh,
do time do
Yunara.
Flamengo acontecendo, né?
I forgot about her. She got nerfed so hard that she just kind of fell out of favor.
Que é o campeão que
Ai.
nos playoffs lá da LRS. Tem esse Nar que foi banido.
Okay, she's got the same problem that all the other hyper carries do right now, which is that they're not.
Um pouco no jogo.
Her mobility got nerfed as well, so I don't think she's safe alone into the Nocturne Ari
Mas talvez
diving
você
backline.
colocar ali o Pancake num pique um pouquinho mais confortável seja o suficiente, né? Aquele zagueirão ali que ele possa fazer.
Go Ziggs for Trigo?
Tranquilo. Então, se a gente viu nos outros
Oh, okay. No, we went for hyperscalers. This makes sense to me. The AD carry for Flamengo is a lot safer than for Sikaris. There's nobody who can dive the backline from Sikar. So it's Sikaris again. I meant Sikar, sorry.
Mas são campeões que esses caras estão mais acostumados, estão mais confortáveis com atuar bem. Eu acho que tem que ficar preocupado com essa Yunara, porque a gente já
Let me
falou
get this
várias
out the
vezes que o
way.
Ara é o
Oops.
cara ali que pode carregar
Sorry.
esse jogo. E se tem uma campeã que tá carregando
Trying to get
ultimamente,
this out there so that we can see this. I need to screenshot this as well. So
Eu até tô gostando da composição do time da CK. Tem uma proposta pra jogar pra side lane.
yeah, okay.
Então, o Nar em
That's why they removed the Braum, I
pressão em
guess,
cima do Xante.
so that they can find the
Você tem a
engage, get rid of the
Thalia
peel.
pra sair um pouco dessa
You
rota
could go
e
in an Enchanter here.
laterais.
Like Lulu would actually be
E
not bad
fazer
into the
esses
Nocturne
pick-offs pra
Ari dive.
criar algumas
Yeah,
jogadas.
I like that.
Então, é um draft muito diferente.
Renata's fine too. I just think you
Por
don't
exemplo,
pick
um draft
engage
muito
here.
mais
Yep. Okay, they went for
criativo pra
Renata.
você buscar, de
They want
fato,
actual disengage.
algumas dessas jogadas antes de objetivos.
Okay.
Só que assim, o time do Flamengo montou uma composição
Okay.
com
I like
muito
the drop from Sikar a
Tem
lot
uma boa
more this
iniciação
game. I
com,
just
o Nautilus,
am still very
muito
concerned that they
simples,
don't have a good
com o
answer
Valdir
into
de
the
target também, que
Jinx.
fica
So
muito
Trigo
difícil
basically should
de
get free team
evitar.
fights.
Você
There
tem
is
uma
no way
vantagem
to
junto com o
reach
Ares, então
Trigo
você
at
tem uma
all.
ameaça
Renata has
muito
no threat
grande
into that
nesse
backline.
momento,
At most, you throw out the
principalmente
hostile
quando
takeover,
você
and you
chegar no
pray that
meio.
Trigo is not
E você
excited
tem
and
uma
just runs out of that.
pressão, já que você
but
tem
this is
uma
good
boa
into
frontline
the
constante.
Nocturne
Então,
Ari
com
from
você
Diz and
tem
Envy.
lanes em que não devem sofrer muito, talvez
So that's
só
not-
o Santi no
that's not bad.
comecinho ali, mas a Jinx, ela consegue dar outrange na
Yeah,
Yunara,
I think
tem
the hope and
um
idea for
melhor,
Sikar this comp, it's really good team fighting
vai
composition,
jogar
and you pick
com
Yunara
essa
just praying that you can
questão
shoot through
falar,
faster than any other AD carry.
é bem parelho
And
ali,
honestly,
tá?
not a bad shout,
Então,
but Jinx
tá ali,
exists and Yunara got
então,
nerfed.
realmente
So
pode pegar uma pressãozinha ou outra, mas as duas
I think there's a
composições
small window where
são
Yunara is
diferentes.
better in the team fight than Jinx, but as the game goes on, I just think Jinx is better than
Eu
Yunara.
vejo que a maneira que é mais
And
fácil de executar.
yeah.
Eu
Mais
acho que
fácil, exatamente.
e acho que você trouxe um ponto interessante.
There's
Léo,
also just no threat on this
questão
Jinx, so
da
Trigo just gets the
vibe,
free
questão
fire,
da
whereas
maneira de entrar.
WXRX will
Tem
probably
mais
have
um
to
ponto que foi
kind
o
of stutter
ponto
step and
que
try and
fez
avoid
a
stuff.
Foi side lane.
But
Se não
I don't hate the
consegue
comp.
chegar na rota
I think
lateral,
it's
essa área também
it's
tem
good.
muita
It's solid.
área
I'll give
pra
this a
trás.
3.5 on the side of
Então, grande
Sakar.
problema, então, em
Flamengo's
relação
comp
ao
is a lot
que
more complicated.
o Churrari
So despite the
vai
fact that I
tanto
think
bem da Yunara, agora vem
Flamengo's comp
jogando
is
bastante,
good into
mas
Sakar's comp,
a
I'm only giving it a
questão é
3.5.
que ele não tá num suporte de criação de jogadas.
Yeah, but
Quando
the
ele
dive
tava
threat
nessa
from Diz
posição,
and Envy is
a
going to be the
coisa tinha
huge
uma
problem
configuração
for
diferente. No primeiro jogo
Sakar.
foi mais fácil. O segundo, o Bardo não foi
Early
tão
game.
bem
Early game
jogado,
matters a lot.
é difícil ele
They need to not
conseguir
get blown out early game. If everything's equal, I could see the mid late game being good for Sakar. That's when we really see what Sakar's made out of. But early game first and foremost. I think Bugak should have a much better early game, so top should be fine for the Gnar into Cassante. Cassante doesn't really get threatened onto the Gnar till level 6 when he can go all out. Prior to that, Gnar should be very, very comfortable in that lane. They did buff Jinx in the bot lane, and I do think Nautilus Jinx has some kill threat. Renata's not the best at harassing. I think Lulu's better at it, but she should be quite safe. And unless Disney shouldn't be able to get off a cheeky gank. Oh. Okay. Bugax doesn't have to build flash, that's fine. That's a win. Yeah, mid lane's where I think things get really spicy, actually. Level 6 in the mid lane. That's where my eyes are drawn to.
Então a pressão que ele já teria no nível 1, upando o boomerang, upando o
Like, even though I said technically Kazante gets some threat at 6, I think Gnar should be fine. And I trust Bugax. The matchup's not bad for Bugax. Not like last game, so he should be fine. Ooh. This is interesting. Really good read from Sikar, actually. They predicted the lane swap to come through. They even got the ward down because they're predicting the lane swaps.
E acho que entra novamente num ponto que eu comentei, é que as questões de como as lanes são alocadas, o pessoal da Sicar não consegue.
So I'm just trying to think why does Flamengo want this swap out?
Ainda mais sem esse boomerang, como você comentou, Lagos, é muito difícil e a gente vai vendo como a equipe do Flamengo vai.
Okay, so I guess the thinking is that the Jinx scales, but she can lane into the Gnar comfortably, especially with the rocket range upgrade. She's okay up there solo. I do feel like this put Cassante in a bit of a rough position, but at the same time, at least you've got a little bit of help, I guess, so it's a better lane for Makes. I'm gonna be honest, the big reason why I'm hesitating about that particular lane swap, because it makes sense in terms of CS, but it's more that, like, Makes gets less experience in the 2v2, Trigo gets more experience, but Jinx doesn't care about levels as much. AD carries as a whole skill off gold and items, not off their levels. Like, the base damages aren't nothing to write home about, so... Whereas for Cassante, a lot of his damage is base damage. He doesn't scale that amazingly in terms of damage off items. So I do feel like the experience is worth more than... Okay, but hey, it worked, I guess. It definitely pushed Bugax out, so... Okay, then now we've gone for the more traditional lane swap, where you're just shutting down the Gnar, because Cassante does better on Econ. That's fine, yeah, okay. This I'm fine with, this I'm okay with. If Makes gets denied, so be it, but at least he gets experience, and that's a big thing for him. Bugax had to use TP to get back into lane already. I wonder if they try and cheese this with like an early Nocturne gank in the top lane, a dive. Oh, they are going for a potential 4-man down here. That was nice from Makes. He intentionally got in there to take damage, so that the turret would aggro pancake and push him out. Really well played from Makes. Damn. I guess that's why they banned his Cassante game 1.
Nenhum tipo de embate pra cima da bot lane adversária e já vai recuando, provavelmente vai fazer o mesmo movimento que fez o top lane do time da Sicar, vai voltar pra base.
Oh, sorry, this is game 3. I forgot to change the title.
Encaixa todo o controle de grupo, olha a chegada!
Oh, Disney went for the early gank in the mid lane again. I was wondering if Disney would gank top. As you can see, there's a lot of kill threat there. Trigo gets a lot of free poke, and then once you're kind of low, damage just goes for the all-in.
Perde o seu flash, já não tem teleporte pra voltar pra rota. Quem tá indo ajudá-lo é o Churrari, então volta da base diretamente aqui pra rota superior. Só que olha essa Jinx.
On one hand, I want to give credit to Kiefer that when we're looking mid, it looks like Kiefer's fine, but on the other hand, you look at the CS and it's like, okay, well.
E o Bugatti
It was like
seu flash
a
também
wave
foi
down for a
enorme,
moment there earlier.
E o Demi já ia
Damn, but
tentando
Damage actually
fazer
uses
uma
actual flash for
baguncinha
this.
lá na rota superior, mas não chega a achar sua âncora. O
And
Shuhari
Bugax is
muito
about
avançado,
to go
vai
mega in a
pegar
bit.
surpresa a equipe do Flamengo.
Ah,
Ele
he still
chega
needs
na
time.
aproximação, o Bugax também vai vindo por ali, não chega a puxar o gatilho efetivamente. E o time do Fla tem muita tranquilidade para continuar na rota.
E a execução foi até ok, porque...
Okay, sixes are almost hit by mid and jungle. That was when I expected action to really kick off. Dizin usually ults within the, like 6-7. He doesn't hold that long on his ult.
Pra conseguir mais controle de grupo, então nesse momento...
Geralmente eu chamava de...
É que é por causa do meme da Brasília, que tem um jogador... Ah, esse é um
meme meio obscuro, né?
É da comunidade, mas é um pouco...
I don't know what that sound was from Andreas, but...
O cara não sabia o que era o Edadinho, que ele falou que era as presilhas.
Pô, essa é forte. Essa daí você... Apesar de eu ser meio jurássico por aí, né? Essa daí eu não
Oh.
lembro, mas o que eu lembro é do Demi chegando mais uma vez, incomoda o Bugax, tava em Mega Nari, então vai ter muita tranquilidade pra conseguir sair com vida, mas o time do Flamengo não dá nenhum segundo de brecha pra ele, é pressão.
That's interesting to me that Shuhari's actually up a little bit of XP from damage, despite the fact that he's dropping waves to try and make sure that his top laner doesn't get denied XP.
Gastou o seu teleporte na parte de baixo, então o que tudo indica é a maneira que as lanes estão alocadas, vai continuar dessa forma, o Trigo pode voltar à base aqui também, tá com bastante ouro nesse momento pra conseguir fazer uma
Okay,
compra.
should be a lane swap call, I think, at this point.
Oh,
no. Makes just use his TP back to the bot lane, actually.
O avanço inevitável.
Cara, o time do Flamengo
A little bit rough.
começa melhor esse jogo também. A gente vê que não é algo avassalador como foi no jogo 2, né? Mas já existe uma boa vantagem de ouro se formando. E o principal, né? Acho que o time do Flamengo tem esse nível 6 muito mais explosivo dessa vez do que o time da Sicar. Então, tem essa
Isn't it not
possibilidade
6
de,
yet?
numa luta eventual
Envy
aí das
is.
Vash Larvas, de já conseguir eliminações, né? Pegar esse First Blood, conseguir eliminações.
I think the TP from makes us a little bit of a mistake into the bot lane.
Probably
should have just held up.
Tem ultimate.
Opa, ele já utiliza, leva o Ara pra dar um passeio, ele não chega a pegar ali o foco da torre.
Oh, that level 6 was... Oh, that timing was so good. He was just holding on it. They're probably gonna get to you. Yeah, Shuhari's dead to rights. Yeah, makes his MVP this game. Oh, this series. Dizen's also been popping off. Bugax is dead. Sikar was doing so well too. I actually thought Sikar handled the early lane swaps really well.
São 3 abates pro Flamengo, que mais uma vez faz o início de jogo acelerado.
E o Makes não teve medo porque sabia que o
Man, when Flamengo pops off, they pop off. This happened in game 1 too, where they're like behind, and then when they suddenly started coming back in, they were winning like multiple lanes at the same time. Okay. I guess my takeaway then is that Sikar is just being outmatched, unfortunately, like on an individual basis right now.
E aqui foi muito bem jogado pelo time do Flamengo e o time da CK acabou ficando demais. A saída deles foi aqui pela Trimoita, porque eles tinham essa sentinela de controle, mas o problema, meus amigos, é que você já...
But yeah, Dizen was just almost at 6, and the minions dying was enough to guarantee the 6. Really well played. I don't know who made that call, but that was a sexy call. Hey, Sikar firing back. Damage was really far up the lane. I'm just gonna assume Damage was looking for a pick that was not there. And then got punished for it. Okay, and they get the gloves off of it. There's drags on the table too. Neither team has gone for it. Pushing.
Aplica muito dano nesse momento, consegue sair, mas a gente vê que é interessante, Lagos, porque a gente tava comentando agora que o Kiefer tá com esse conforto.
Okay, if Makes had flash or... Oh, that was killed right there. Nice, pancakes in and out, all three.
Perdeu o flash no começo do jogo, perdeu, mas a gente tá vendo como o Envy também tá conseguindo aproveitar muito bem, colocando essa pressão.
The Mango should probably start thinking about trying to cover that dragon.
Que o Envy não tenha conseguido abate, a vantagem que ele tem é equivalente.
Considering that they won, they got those kills, and their lanes are strong, they should not be giving objectives over. Yeah, okay. They tried to make the set play, which was kind of nice if they got it, but yeah. Good collapse from Cigar. Flamengo's doing yeah, the typical Flamengo overextension came through. I'm sorry, Liz. Sikar is struggling. Hey, but it's Farnven. Farnven looked better for my money. I know that Sikar was like better in the regular season, but I thought Farnven's glow up in the playoffs was actually nutty. And Farnven will have a second life.
mas geralmente é isso.
This specific match is a one and done, so loser gets eliminated. But for all the other teams, there is a second life. There is a lower bracket. And if Flamengo end up winning this series, which is looking likely, they will also have a second life after this.
Ultimate disponível dizem aqui, não fechou ainda seu primeiro item, tá um pouquinho distante, mas nem tanto assim, mas uma eventual volta ele consegue. Olha o dragão sendo feito aqui, mais equipe quer contestar, só que ele tá com desvantagem.
O paredão pra não deixar entrar.
Oh, unfortunate. Kiefer, did Kiefer not flash to get over the wall? Okay. Who flashed? I could have sworn I saw a flash.
Já vem se aproximando, desengarante
Sorry, wait, what? That was so weird. So Sikar gets in there, which is kind of illegal, and then sorry, how did Kiefer? Oh, Blastcon. Okay, that's what it was. It was a flash. Oh, Makes getting the all out over the wall as well was beautiful. He pushes all of them out. Yeah, Makes is just on fire, man. Makes the 1v5 king. Like him and Super Clever, I still remember that split when him and Super Clever were both like popping off. Makes has been more consistent with it. Super Clever is arguably the better team fighter, but 1v5s, Makes is just cracked. How are Makes and Chiari not in tier 1? I don't understand.
Só que olha o ouro do Flamengo, né? Já começa a ficar ali na casa dos 1.500. A Jinx, que é uma...
Gonna be honest though, with that setup, it was kind of sloppy setup for Flamengo on that dragon. Sikar deserved that drag. Oh. Okay. Yep, Makes again finds the perfect catch. And the Fury lands. Disney's got this, yeah. I don't think you're gonna need a flash, to be honest, but... Yeah. Liz, you know, with all the bad stuff happening on the LA and all, I'm just happy we still have LRS and LRN and they still have something to play for. I'm sad that we lose, but I'm also happy I can be here and watch us lose. I feel like that's kind of like the mentality that a lot of Brazilians had a little bit, Liz. Yeah, but so from what I've seen on like Twitter and stuff like that, from some of the Spanish-speaking side, it sounds like teams are kind of okay with the fact that they won't have their own. Oh, the handshake interaction. Not also Kopi though. Higher priority. It seems like teams are quite okay with just joining either the LCS or the CBLOL. Yeah, and you know what? I think the LOE teams like Lion, like Isurus, like Leviathan have done a good enough show that I think the leagues will be happy to have them, and it should be a good competitive, like they'll be competitive within the leagues, which is good. I'm hoping that, you know, the LA has shown that they can definitely throw hands, they can be good, and that maybe that will eventually lead to the LA being reestablished at some point, and or that they'll merge well into CBLOL, yes, because at least here in the CBLOL, know that you're welcomed. I mean, yeah. Oh, the hook into the charm. Kiefer, man, cannot catch a break. Neither can Bugax. Bugax is getting camped, bro. Like, Disney's just been up here. Oh, and Trigo. Yo, that combo. The Super Mega Death Rocket looked like an auto coming out with a really big projectile. The way Trigo's just firing at. Beautiful.
O trio garante mais abate, quase 4.000 de ouro. A equipe do Flamengo consegue estar à frente e vão avançando. E na parte inferior, Makes.
Yeah, Trigo on hyper carries is just built different. Back in the Renska days, when they took out Pain, it was like Trigo on hyper carries. When Pain did well with Trigo on damage, it was also mostly hyper carries and Jhin. Trigo's Jhin is weirdly good. But this game, yeah, oh man. Oh, Makes, you sexy beast. Damage stole the kill! Freaking damage, bro! If he dies after stealing that kill, man, damage is trolling. Damage is trolling. Oh, I'm a damage. Okay, Pancake just completed his first item, the Heart Steal. Yeah, Disney's just, oh my goodness. Yep, Disney's Nocturne is really nice to watch. He's probably my favorite Nocturne in the South right now. I know DeSamus has played it. Actually, no, did DeSamus play this split? I don't recall. I just like how proactive Tizen is. Like, he builds the Hex Plate, and he really does abuse the cooldown on it. Because he's using it so frequently, he gets so much value out of the extra ability haste. Yeah, Lunar, it unfortunately does kind of look over. When Flamengo got the first 3 kills, it looked kind of rough. But when they continue to accelerate and punish Bugax and WXRX, then yeah. Pancake's just not able to get involved enough, unfortunately. Oh, they tried to give it over to Trigo. The Super Mega Death Roll was supposed to be executed, but they didn't get enough damage first. That's fine. Brandon, you've actually been pleasantly surprised about how many NA fans and content creators speaking out about CBLOL only getting 1 world slot. It's nice to see that the cross-conference left a real impression. You'll actually be using some of your footage in Texas to make a video about it. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the video. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised too. I thought a lot of North Americans would just be like, oh, we got extra slots, sweet. We got our slots back, pardon me. Sweet. Was what I thought they would have the mentality of. But I think the fact that 2 out of 4 of the top teams were CBLOL teams, or LTA Cell teams, kind of changed their mind a lot about it. It's a little bit of the NA South thing. Okay, lights are out. Bugax is coming in. He is mini, I think. Yeah, he is very mini. He has 0 rage. Oh, Envy just broke ankles again, because Envy. Well, yeah. Just Envy things. Okay, the wall from Keeper is good. The wall from Keeper is actually amazing. Trigo insta cleanses anyways. Oh, Bugax, it's so close. I am crying for Bugax right now. He's 0-5-0. Bro is trying so hard. That scoreline is not reflective of what Bugax is doing. I swear Bugax is actually playing well for this team. Okay, yeah, this game is really over at that point. Trigo 5-1 the Jinx, almost full item up on WXRX. It was supposed to be the main carry. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe WRX doesn't get tier 1. Oh no, Kiefer. Kiefer's it. Kiefer and Pancake have been the big problems, I feel like, for this particular series. Yeah. Ray. Hello, Ray. Glad you could join us. Why is Flamengo winning? Because Flamengo apparently was sandbagging the regular season. They've just been bottling up all their power for this cross-conference. And today, they have been the cleanest Flamengo I have seen all year long. Granted, split 1 Flamengo was kind of... was not great. But the split 2 Flamengo, like, they look clean. Like, Flamengo's macro has been better, too, than what they showed during CD. I don't know what happened during the break, but they're looking good. They're looking real good. Oh my goodness, Trigo. Also, Trigo's on hyper carries instead of playing like Lucian and crap like that. So he always looks better on hyper carries. Oh my goodness. Damage hooks, damage Nautilus. They get 2 charges. I think they'll get 2 turrets actually off this push. Yep, they got the catch. Keeper's actually creeping. Keeper's giving up. Freaking damage, bro! Why you keep trolling? They could have got another charge and damage and run into the turret. Okay. Then I go back to CBLOL being insane for the audience. I hope that... I was just actually saying that I hope that CBLOL expands back up to at least 10 teams. And I'd be pretty okay if we get like Flamengo or A7 and like, you know, plus an LOA team. Oh, does Makes finally die? Of course not. Makes is unkillable. What was I thinking? Bro is him today. Makes is back to 1v5 form. This specific form of Flamengo is what I want to see in CBLOL. Why are we going back to Trigo, bro? Trigo's just walking up a lane. He already ulted too. They killed Makes! Raid boss is down. That means Sikar wins, right? Did they get Envy as well? Surely not. Nope, they don't. Okay, that was kind of close though. You know what? Envy didn't build Magi's. Disappointed. It isn't over till the Detroit Tigers fan cries. Well, it will never be over, Lunar. Actually, I'm kind of curious because I think maybe my bubble is a little bit more of the optimistic bubble. Because I know Mazel was saying that he saw a lot of Brazilians hating on the LCS for the slots. But like in the bubble that I'm looking at, I'm about like, I think 50-50 or even maybe like a little bit 60-40. I have more people like happy that CBLOL is coming back than are complaining about the slot situation. I'm curious, are y'all seeing more people, like more LTA South, like whether it be Spanish speaking or Portuguese speaking, who are upset about the slots, or are you seeing just more people happy that like CBLOL is back? If you see either at all. Oh, Pancake. Okay, well, the thing is, the jungler dying for his carries is fine, but when your primary engage is your jungler, then it's a little bit tougher, because there's no threat now. Raid, my bubble is wholesome. You've only been seeing hatred. They radicalize you too. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe it's just my bubble is wholesome then. Oh, Trigo! They caught Trigo! Can they turn on this? If they had Pancake, this would have been like perfect time for them to actually find engage, but yeah, they're lacking engage. Oh, getting Trigo is such a big deal too. Oh, damn, Envy. Never mind. Envy's gonna kill Kiefer too. Yep. Oh, Kiefer lives! Oh, he mega just in time. That mega is super clutch. Holy crap. Yo, Sikar? Sikar throwing back hands? Sikar's not going quietly into that good night. You're leading the complaint charge. A gente vê a ultimate da Jinx passando aqui pra ver se consegue a eliminação. Passa pertinho, mas ainda assim é que o Trigo tentou calcular o timing do recado. I have my thoughts on the seeding situation as well, but I'm mostly just happy we get CBLOL back. And I guess, or no, my biggest thing is I want CBLOL to get back more teams. Because we were set to, expand potentially before the merger. And that to me is the most important thing. Getting slots would be nice, but my focus is also, yeah. Okay, did they get Envy here? Bear Rush is about to come back, but it's not up yet. It's up. Oh, they get him anyways? Let's go. Where was the Sikar like 10 minutes ago? Actually, we're only 20 minutes in. Never mind. Damn, Flamengo's playing fast too. They did not play fast in CD. They were actually pretty slow. But these are bloody games, holy. Last game was like, what, 25 minutes too? Like, they had a 10k goal lead at 16 minutes, I think? 17 minutes in game 2? It's insane.
Depois dos 34, meio que a diferença, exatamente, meio que vai deixando de impactar de fato. Então já tem 40.
Nem isso os caras conseguem.
Eu tentei também, eu tentei, mas não dá, né? Aqui a diferença é muito grande de fato.
Parem de ver copo meio vazio, meio cheio. Aqui é só copo agora. É só copo.
O copo tá de cabeça pra baixo, né?
O copo já chutaram o copo já.
Já foi. E aí, ó, aqui a diferença de ouro do Flamengo, que ela cresceu de uma forma muito mais gradativa nesse jogo. No outro foi muito mais explosivo, então de repente a gente já viu a diferença de fato aumentando muito rápido. Aqui o Flamengo foi construindo essa vantagem, mas chega aqui nesses 22, 23 minutos, a diferença é muito parecida com o que a gente viu no jogo 2. Então aqui o Flamengo tá controlando, tá a ponto de alma, tem essas pétalas de vantagem que acabam se traduzindo em mais poder e consequentemente mais ouro também pro time do Flamengo. Então estão numa situação muito confortável, assim como estavam no jogo 2, e agora vão trabalhando para levar essa torre de tier 2
Sikar just gave Mace Casante. They were banning it, I think, most of the series, but Make's just picked in the first round this time. This round. I'll put up the draft after the game. I'm just kind of waiting for... Yeah, this game I suspect is going to be ending soon enough. Probably when Baron spawns. Flamengo did this last game too, where they had a pretty big lead and then they waited for Baron to spawn and then end. So it had to be more than 25 minutes, I guess. So it was like 26, 27, something like that. The card's actually, ironically, playing this mid game very, very well. They are just so far behind again. But they are actually finding really good catches. They're playing really clutch. Okay, there we go. Flamengo decided to end the game. Never mind. They don't need Baron. Just end. Oh, sheesh. Good axe. Yeah, okay. Sikar wanted out as well. They were just done with this. Yeah, I don't know how to say, man. Flamengo, if this Flamengo played in CD, they could have beaten. I think they could have taken Cade Academy. Like, I don't know where this Flamengo was. This Flamengo looks like a CB LOL team. This looks like tier 1. It's just crazy. Flamengo actually trolled all of CD this split. I hope they retain this form. This Flamengo against Isurus is gonna be fire, like absolute fire. So please, please Flamengo, don't troll us. Yeah, I don't blame Sikar for giving make. So here's the drafts in the series. Actually, they didn't ban it game 2. They could have given it game 2, but I think the Renekton's a better choice there because they wanted dive threat. Yeah, then game 3, he just picked it. B3, blind as well. They were far ahead enough that they could afford to. Ooh, super well played to Flamengo. Genuinely one of the better games, better set of games we've seen. That means they will face Isurus on Thursday. Excuse me. So if you haven't seen the schedule, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the grand finals will be on Wednesday next week. Why it's on the weekday, I don't know. I'm assuming it's like Valorant's using the stadium or something like that. Oh, Envy on Ari. Okay, maybe we do need to ban Envy Ari. I didn't think his Ari was that amazing, but yeah, I was wrong. He did work. Yeah. So tomorrow we get A7 versus Varenven, which I think is the very interesting one because I think Varenven in the playoffs looked like significantly better when they played up against Sikar. And A7, I'm not completely sold on, guys. I'm sorry. Like I'm not a hater. I swear I'm not a hater, but I'm not sold on A7. So I do think A7 is favored in this matchup, but if Flamengo faces this A7, sheesh, I think Flamengo could have taken that series against A7. Again, I don't know what's in the water, but Flamengo are popping off. Isurus versus this Flamengo is going to be spicy, though. That's super spicy. I'm looking forward to it. And also, we'll get to see Isurus with Kenny in mid and Zamudo on top, which is pretty much like buffed. Yeah. MVP vote for me goes to Makes. I'm curious who they give it to. I assume they're going to do an MVP. Let's see. I think there's also a case for probably 1, 2, 3 is Makes, Envy, Dizen. But I actually think Dizen probably deserves it more than Makes. Makes had more than Envy, pardon me. Makes deserves it number 1, I think. Then to me it's like Dizen or Envy. I would put Dizen, but I suspect there's a chance I think they get influenced by the Envy game. Because his Ari was really good in this game. Trigo and Damage did really well too. Better than I expected. Again. But this has always been about the solo lanes. So. Not a hater. I swear I'm not a hater, guys. I'm cheering on A7. But I'm just saying, like, this Flamengo is on fire, man. I'm trying to think if there's ever actually a Brazilian team that I really was a hater for. I think, yeah, I don't think there's any Brazilian team I really hated. I'm a sucker for that underdog usually too, so. E aí eles aproveitaram toda essa vantagem para garantir snowball, tanto que nós tivemos slam to the face. Yeah. Uma com 25 e outra com 24 minutos, que foram muito rápidos. Com 20 minutos já estava ali naquela casa dos 10.000 de ouro, e por mais que eles fossem sofrendo uma eliminação ou outra, a vantagem era tão grande em itemização e espaço de mapa que o time da Sikar não conseguia aproveitar de fato essas pequenas vitórias. I don't remember that roster. Wait, let me check. When was that? That might have been before I actually followed Pain like closely. A gente via o time da CK ganhando em algum lado do mapa e aí você via que a diferença de 2020? Who's Songhyun? I remember Songhyun. Who's Songhyun? I remember Key, Songhyun. I don't remember Songhyun, the jungler at all. Holy crap! I blocked out an entire split. Split 1. I don't remember that. They were so high and flop. Okay. Brincadeiras à parte, eu acho que o time do
Flamengo se preparou muito bem, conseguiu executar muito bem os seus planos de jogo.
Yeah, I actually don't remember that.
Das 3 partidas e o principal é essa confiança.
Yeah, I remember BRTT and Key was not good as a duo. Like when I think of 2020, it's the ESA, ESA, and Robo. Like that was like pretty much the same roster that went on to win the Knicks split, except it was Lucy coming in for ESA, and I thought ESA was fine. I thought it was good, but yep, they get to Makes. I agree. Makes is insane, man. This the way he performed today deserves the tier 1 spot. So. Yeah. Yeah, Ray. So I didn't hate that roster because I actually don't remember that roster at all. I barely even remember Yang playing on that roster, but okay. Yeah, GG guys, that was a really quick 3-0. Not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna be here a while. I thought this one would be a little bit closer because Flamengo was kind of like iffy in CD sometimes, but today they just showed up absolutely giga huge. Okay, yeah, we talked about the bracket, so I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. A7 versus Varn Ven. That one's gonna be spicy. I think if A7 has a big variance as well, but they were generally well performing. I'm thinking this one might be a bit of a 3-1, but I'm still favoring A7. Varn Ven has to show up and kind of show this stuff to me a little bit. After today, I'm being heavily influenced by today because I didn't think Sikar was a bad team, and they just got slammed. So hey, A7 literally beat Flamengo, right? So should be closer. But okay, y'all, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. See you all tomorrow. Sorry, what do you mean who is on A7 Lunar? I'm not sure what you mean. Like you mean like who's actually on their team when you're saying who's on their roster? Until tomorrow, yes, indeed. But just to answer Lunar's question, it's the Chiari rosters, the Chiari, Drake Hero, the Liberty Bits, and then Artie Gap, Skrutelus. But yeah, okay, peace out y'all, and see y'all tomorrow. We will get to see A7 and Varn Ven. Peace, bye. Oh, did you think I didn't know who was on A7 Lunar? Come on, give me at least that much credit that we watched enough A7 I know who's on it. No, I remember rosters I love, for goodness sakes, and I do love most of our rosters. So. I've never said I remember rosters I hate. Can you imagine not knowing the roster that you love? Like, forgetting Payne's roster because of the Pain fan? That would be a joke.